Las Vegas draws over 40 million people every year. Gambling's a big business, especially by using a deck of playing cards. Very few people know that a deck of playing cards are based on an ancient mystical card system embedded directly into nature and our DNA. With 52 cards matching the 52 weeks and 4 suits matching the 4 seasons, this system is extremely accurate. Each of our birthdays are directly linked to several cards in the deck. Knowing how these cards affect you can explain why you fall in love, who your best partner match is, and even your best suited ways to earn money in business. So today on The Healers, we sat down with author, artist, and advisor Sharon Jeffers, a master card reader who's helped thousands of people around the world better their lives using this ancient old practice of what she calls the cards of destiny.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, fellow decoders around the world, thanks for joining in on this, I will say, special broadcast, because, you know, you hear these people do these podcasts. We say, I have a very special guest today. I have a very special guest today. And we say that just, you know, like, do we really mean it, right? Well, today I mean it. I mean it because I have the great card reader, Sharon. This is a friend of mine now, like a family member, if you will, at this point. But the great Sharon Jeffers, and her and I are going to do the best we can to navigate through this 2 hours we're going to spend here with all of you and give you a lot of nuggets with the cards. She's in Mexico right now in San Miguel de Allende. I'm in Mexico right now, just south of Cancun, north of Playa del Carmen. So we're going to bring some and throw some Mexican at you, some Mexico. So sit tight, have fun. I'm going to be looking to my right. Your comments are coming in. I got 3 screens I'm working here. So just bear with me on the comments. But Sharon, obviously always a pleasure to hook up, and we've been wanting to do this for a while, so I'm super happy you're here. And I know everybody else that has been wanting to see you here is as excited as well. So
I am so excited we're doing this.
Yeah.
I'm really happy.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming, right?
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And today being an Ace of Clubs day, right? Card 14 tied to the Ace of Wands. I call it the Hollywood card, the Abracadabra magic wand card. Let's start with that, right? Like, what's up with the Ace of Clubs card?
Well, I'm curious why you call it the Hollywood card, because you mentioned that the other day, and I thought, okay, I'm saving this question.
I'll give it to you. Well, Hollywood in numerology equals 43, and 43 is the 14th prime number. So that connects to the Ace of Clubs. And of course, you know, when you look at the tarot card, it's holding the big Harry Potter wand. So I call it the Abracadabra magic stick card.
Okay, because after you said that to me, I started thinking about how, you know, the Ace of Clubs has the 2 of Hearts as the spirit and soul card within it. So people that are born as the Ace of Clubs are really more the 2 of Hearts. That's who they really are inside. That's their substance, okay? And they appear as the Ace of Clubs. They're very different energies. And that's very much like Hollywood. It appears to be one way, but there's something else going on altogether behind the scenes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you said that to me, I thought, oh, well, that makes sense to me from how I see things, how I interpret things.
Yeah.
You know, earlier you were, and so this is a day to gather new information, right? And to explore what is that 2 energy about? Because the 2 of Hearts is the, oh.
What was that?
My lamp.
Oh, your lamp fell?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, it looks good, so keep going. As long as it ain't broken.
No, it's not broken.
Okay. Cool. It looks great, so keep going.
It wasn't, it wasn't on a stable.
Ah, okay.
Anyway, yeah, it's that two energy.
Two
That's,
energy.
to me, the twos are about communication. And, the communication that we carry on within inside of us is what manifests around us and in front of us and in our lives, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's where it all begins. And you were saying to me a little bit ago that, how you have translated this oracle into all these different languages and mythologies.
Yep.
I'm glad you have 3 screens and not me.
Well, I'm glad too, because I just noticed that your name was under me and vice versa. So I fixed that. Yeah. Yeah. 3 monitors going at one time. This is like the juggler here. But that's all. It's all good. It's fun. Yeah. Yeah. Right. The 2 of diamonds. Speaking of the juggler, right? The 2 of diamonds and the tarot is the juggler. These twos are super powerful. Those of you that are new, maybe you don't know who Sharon is. If you look below her name, all her information, if you want to know more about her, can be found simply by going to her starofthemagi.com or itsallinthecards.com, which I've pointed countless people to know what your birth card is, right? To know what your birth card is. And then you can extend upon that. She does readings. If you're interested in that, you can email her. So you can get a hold of her there. But she's, an author, an artist. She's multifaceted. Sharon is a king of diamonds. And what I love about you, Sharon, is that I look to your spirit card, which is the 3 of clubs, right? And this is where you travel around so freaking much, man. It's crazy, man. You're like, ever since I've known you, it's like you're bing, bang, boom, Mexico, LA, North Carolina. You're all over the place. And this has been a staple in your life, right? Hawaii. You've lived so many different places. That 3 of clubs being that, the tarot, it's like launching those, see you later, and get behind me. And I think that's what I love about the spirit cards. So can we talk about that? Because people here, they know their ego card, their life card, but they don't really know their spirit card. Can we talk about how important that card is when you pair the 2 up together?
Well, that's why I wrote the last book that I published, Spirit Cards. Because that card is who we really are inside. That card governs our psyche and also the challenges that we face with ourselves inside and the opportunities that come when we embrace those challenges. Yeah. I think a lot about how we really show up as our birth card, our personality. It's like the costume we're wearing to the ball, right?
Yeah.
And, if you think about children, I remember being, when I was a child, nobody got who I was. I knew who I was inside, but they were seeing somebody completely different, acting out this, that, and the other thing. The little Aries king was a little bit much. But, it's like who I was inside was somebody completely different. And no one could see that. And until we recognize that, which is why I wrote that book, so we can embrace who we really are inside. And when we recognize that, then everybody else can see it as well. My spirit card, the 3 of clubs, yeah, I get around and,
You do.
That's the card of mental creativity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I can't stop creating. It's just like I'm happy when I'm doing that. And that's the other thing. When we understand that inner influence and we embrace that energy and allow ourselves to express who we are through that energy. My light just went out.
Okay.
Can you see me?
I can still see you. Yeah, keep going.
Okay. When we do that, that's when we're happiest. That's when we feel fulfilled.
Yeah. No doubt about it. That's why I'm such a huge fan of, figuring out your identification and incorporating these cards into They fit into astrology, of course. They fit into numerology. They actually even fit into the human design system. They fit in. It's amazing what you can connect with these cards. Them being the 52 cards, 52 weeks, 4 suits, 4 seasons. It's really it's a fascinating system. You also have the planetary ruling card, right? So let's talk a little bit about that. So we've got the life card, which pairs with the spirit card, but now we talk about the planetary ruling card. How is the planetary ruling card found? Those of you that are interested, Sharon's going to give you that explanation.
Well, how I see that card is it represents and determines how we interface with the world at large, how we move through the world. You know, this is a matrix of time. And I believe that that's why you're able to decode it with all these different languages and mythologies and everything,
Right.
because it is the matrix of time.
Yeah.
And so for me, a lot of people say that the planetary ruler is like the ascendant sign.
Uh-huh.
And some people show up more like that card, you know?
Yeah. Well,
We also have our soul card,
okay.
and that card represents the gifts and the experiences, the wisdom that we brought with us into this life. So I see the birth card, the card that's, you know, relative to the month and day we're born, and our soul card and spirit card is like a cosmic egg. And they're riding in the coach of the planetary ruler. That's like the energy that moves.
Uh-huh. Now, why don't you tell everybody, because they're probably like, well, how do you find out what your planetary ruling card is? You got to use astrology, right? You got to, because the planets are on the card deck or on the system itself. So real brief explanation, how do you find your planetary ruling card?
Well, according to our birth card, which is by the month and day we're born, we have a life path. And so the first 8 cards in that 13 card life path, there's 13 card life path, just like 13 cards in a suit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first 8 cards are Mercury through Pluto in the same order as the solar system. So you have a Mercury card, a Venus card, a Mars card, a Jupiter card, a Saturn card, a Uranus card, a Neptune card, and a Pluto card, right? And then there's a few more on the end. And then, so whatever your astrological sign is, whatever planet governs your astrological sign, that's the card in your life path that becomes your planetary ruler. And there's another aspect to this too, because women are strongly influenced in their nature by their Venus card, and men are strongly influenced by the Mars card in their life path.
Yeah.
I mean, this system is so simple and so complex. You can stay on the surface and get a lot out of it, and you can just keep diving in deeper and deeper, which you know.
Yep. Yep. I've had such a fun time with it. You know, I mean, you've given me 2 of these books, which you can't get them anymore, ladies and gentlemen. But she does have them on digital. So if you want them on digital, you can get a copy digitally. This is my beach book and my Bible. I have so many notations here. This is my second copy. Sharon gifted me 2 of these because I completely tore through the other one. And this thing right here, man, I mean, can you do predictions with it? Yep. Sure can.
Predictively, I have a friend who is a Western and Vedic astrologer. He's written for Mountain Astrologer for years. He's a very successful artist. And he once told me that he felt like Western astrology was 50% accurate with prediction, Vedic 75, and the cards were 100% accurate with prediction.
Yeah. And when you cram them all together, well, now you have something, you know, even nicer with the splitting of everything and being able to look at the different divisions and contrasts and all that kind of stuff. which
We
is
have
great.
a lot of information.
Yeah, yeah, we have a lot of information. So we have tons of people coming in. Yeah, let's talk about the Joker, right? Nathan mentions the Joker is the only Joker to December 31st. I know Donald Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., has the Joker card, born on December 31st. That's the only one I can remember. Oh, actually, Anthony Hopkins was born on December 31st. It's very interesting that he has that Joker card because he was the mastermind behind Westworld, that show, and controlling man through the implant. Insane connections with that. But let's talk about the Joker. What can you tell us about the Joker?
The Joker is a mystery.
Mystery.
The
Okay. We're just going to leave it at that?
No,
I know.
The Joker can be anybody the Joker wants to be. Years ago, Adobe put out this animation that was a pirate ship formed with all the playing cards. So I think the pirate ship was a Spades, and there was a castle that was made of hearts, all the cards. It was amazing. I'm going to see if I can find this. And in the end, the pirates are shooting at the castle and the cards are crumbling and all this is going on. And the Joker pops up out of the top of the castle and he just inhales the whole deck. And I thought, who did this? Who did this? Because I've always felt like the Joker holds the entire deck in his belly. He's like the one that is holding the entire deck. He's Alpha and Omega.
Yeah,
Right?
that makes sense.
He sits between the Ace of Hearts, which is the end of the year, interestingly, and the beginning of the deck, and the King of Spades, which is the end of the deck and the beginning of the year. So to me, after I wrote my book, Cards of Destiny, a woman called me. She was a Joker. And she said, I had to call you and tell you that when I read your description of the Joker, I felt for the first time in my life, I was being seen. And I thought, oh my God, this is like 2 paragraphs, But it was so profound for her because most of them are very successful with whatever they choose to do.
Yeah.
And they're very interesting because I know Thomas Morell would always say, if you're born before midnight on the 31st, you have a stronger influence of the Ace of Hearts. If you're born after midnight, it's the King of Spades. And you can physically see that in people. But, I've had both students and clients that they have the stature of the King of Spades, which is like a mountain, and the face of a heart, which is the soft eyes, and it's very interesting. The cards, the suits have physical characteristics.
Sure. Well, you have the one-eyed king, right? The King of Diamonds is the one-eyed king. So there's that.
Yes, well, I always say that other eye is looking into other worlds.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told Robert Camp that, and he was like, eh. And then he wrote it in his book that, somebody said that to him. So, the diamond energy and the heart energy comes at you through their eyes. The spades and the clubs, the energy is going inward because you guys are analyzing.
Yeah.
You're gathering information, you're analyzing it, you're calculating, you're putting things where they belong. That's a spade energy. This belongs here, that belongs there, right? And the red suits, the hearts, they want to connect with you. They are the emotional people. It's like they feel, they process through their feelings. So they reach to you through their eyes to connect. And the diamonds do too, but we want to know, who are you? What is your value? It's very different. Each one is very different.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. And they all have their perfect place.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's when I first started working with the system, like 30 years ago or something. You know, it's like I realized that, you know, we really are all one, because you can't play the game if there's a card missing. We all
Very
we
true.
all need each other,
Yeah.
and we all are a part of each other in a very intricate way, right?
That's right.
Like threads.
Yep. Very, very good point. Very, very good point. I really like that. It's, for me, it's been such a game changer. And the planetary ruling card, most people here know that I lean more towards the sidereal. I believe that's the true map of the stars. But the planetary ruler, again, how do you find your planetary ruler? You look to the Lord or Lordess of your sun sign. So I'm in sidereal, I'm a Capricorn sun. So that makes me my chart ruler being the 3 of clubs, versus if I go into Aquarius in the tropical, then it becomes Uranus. So I have the 3 of spades. It's just so fascinating because I'm usually always the yin yang, like in everything. Like when I growing up in Connecticut, you could throw a stone over to Massachusetts. It was like I lived right on the line, right? My parents live right on the line of South Carolina, North Carolina. It's really kind of a phenomenon with my family, just always having the dualistic nature in life. It's really kind of interesting with the cards, and that's something that I really kind of have gotten a tickle from of how I'm built and bred and stuff like that, and then being able to analyze the other people that I get to decode, and taking these cards and putting them into the astrological wheel is pretty profound too. You know, like you have the King of Diamonds; those kings sit all, as you know, right? The kings all sit in the middle of the wheel, and then the queens and jacks, they wrap all the way around. And I love that, because then when you look at the astrological map and you start to interpret the charts, you can get a better idea, especially if you're stacked in one house and you're like, let's say if you have 3 of spades and you have a ton of planetary positions in the 3rd house in Gemini. I mean, that says a lot more about your personality that you can bolt on and really kind of define. And I think it makes it easier as a practitioner in these mystical art platforms.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So Sharon, you have another book coming out? I thought you're writing another book, right?
I'm working on a couple of books.
Okay, cool.
I
thought so.
And the 3 of clubs.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Well,
One is about kids in the cards, and the other is how to read the cards, how to actually read the system. Because I guest hosted someone's radio show actually 2 years ago, and somebody called in, and his name was Ryan, and the name Ryan is the 6 of clubs. The 6 of clubs is the messenger, okay? And Ryan called in and he said, is there a book that can teach me how to read the system? And I said, not really, not step by step. And he said, I need that book. And I thought,
okay. So I was poking at you.
Coming with the message. And I started it, but then, you know, the other aspect of the 3 of clubs is, you know, it's easy to go here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. Get flighty. Let's talk about how you determine what a word or title leads to card-wise, because, you know, I have my own way. People that follow me know how I do it. You use, and it took me a while to figure this out. When I first started hanging out with you, I was like, what the hell I couldn't figure it out, right? But you're using basically the all capitals in a sense. You're using the it's called Francis Bacon, right? But that's the system that we're known in my subscribers and my channel. It's called Francis Bacon, which is the lowercase and uppercase alphabet, right? Which gives you 52 letters to match the 52 cards. And that's the system or the cipher that you use is the Francis Bacon or all capitals. The capitals, I call it. So when you take somebody's name like Ryan, for example, how do you break down the numerology of Ryan and lead it to a card?
Well, each card has a solar value, and that's related to the alphabet. 1 through 26 is the lowercase alphabet, and then 27 through 52 is the uppercase. So I add those up. If they equal more than 52, then I subtract 52 from that.
Yeah.
And whatever that number is, that's the solar value. You know, uh, I think all the systems are accurate.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
No.
they will. The numbers are
Right.
going to eventually.
Yeah, because I had a client that had twin 3 of diamond boys. And you know, in order to delineate their personalities, because they were born on the same day, and rather than going down to the minute with this, because that's too much for me, I looked at their names, their first names. And I said, well, I can't remember. One of them was Ryan, and I can't remember the other boy's name. And they were grown now, you know, young, like 20, early 20s. And I said, you know, this one, he's probably a little bit of a gigolo. Like he wants to be taken care of. And I said, this one's probably an athlete. Oh, because Ryan, was it Ryan? Oh, okay. It was Daniel that called me on the radio show. Daniel's the 6 of clubs. Ryan's the 6 of diamonds. And I said, Ryan is probably an athlete. Well, he was a professional baseball player. And the other one was living off his girlfriend. So, you know, by their names, I was able to determine how the vibration of their name in the cards was affecting that 3 of diamonds energy.
To tack it on. Now, were you just using the first name only or the full birth certificate name?
First name.
Just the first name.
Yes, because that's who we relate to ourselves. And that's how everyone addresses us.
Yep.
So
Now,
it has the strongest vibration.
yep. I've been saying that for a long time, so I completely concur with you on that. So when you do the calculations in the numerology cipher, like Sharon, for example, do you capitalize the letter S and all the other letters, Haron, those are lowercase, or you just do all uppercase?
No, I do it like I write my name. Uppercase S, lowercase the rest.
Lowercase the rest. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the way, yeah.
Cool. I like doing I like doing the social security name too, because that one's all capital letters, and that one gives you another frequency to look at as well. Another tool in the toolbox, as they say.
Well, that's interesting. I've never done that. I've done my whole name, but I've not done it in all caps.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty amazing way to bolt it on and look at it. But I think that's really important. The first name, you go by that the most. If you have a nickname, you could even put that and tie it to the card, and see what that comes out to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Or if you use your initials, or look at Los Angeles. Most people call Los Angeles LA,
yep.
right?
Yep.
LA is the king of hearts. So, you know, it's a completely different resonance than Los Angeles, which I think is 5 of hearts.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Uh,
You could figure it out.
I could tell you right now.
We have people asking questions.
Yeah. Let me just get the Los Angeles. I'll tell you what Los Angeles is.
You know, one of my students made an app for this.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, where you just type in whatever you want to know and it figures out the.
Yeah. I have that coming. Oh wow, the total is 100. It's the golden ratio. It's 161. Los Angeles is. That's interesting. So 161 breaks down to the 5 of hearts. You were right. the restless heart, right? Let's talk about the Five of Hearts, since it is Los Angeles and you go there quite a bit. You have a place in Los Angeles. It's like you're home away from home. You're home away from home. I love LA, right? What makes LA so special, and how the Five of Hearts describes that? What is the Five of Hearts, and how does that link up to the Los Angeles area?
You know, if you look at the personality of the Five of Hearts and people with that birthday, they love people. They want to be with other people. And they're really good at business because the spirit card's the Four of Diamonds.
Four of Diamonds.
So to produce,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's that financial security, that Four of Diamonds, right?
Right. And it's a Venus card in the Saturn line, right? So Venus is all about the beauty. And then there's the feng shui aspect of Los Angeles. I mean, it is perfect feng shui. That basin with the ocean coming in and the mountains behind it, it's a place of opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's got all these things going for it, right?
Yeah. Yep. I just think the Five of Hearts fits it so well, because I look into the Five of Hearts as like, I think the title of that card for you, the Restless Heart, right? That's what you titled it. And it's so interesting because all the readings that I've done, when I see the fives, when they come up, I know automatically they're just never going to be satisfied. If you're a five, you're never, that's what's going to promulgate you to be great is, I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. I don't have enough. I don't have enough. And that's why your life is being dragged in all these areas, but that's just how you roll. That's just part of your MO. And I that's what I've so amazing about that Five of Hearts.
Yeah, well, they are here gathering experience.
Yeah.
That's what they're here for.
Yeah.
And with the Five of Hearts, they have that Four of Diamonds anchoring that energy. So, they're often really great with business.
Yeah.
And they're restless and they want to have all the toys, all the goodies.
That sounds like Los Angeles to me.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I love LA too.
That's an amazing city.
Yeah.
Amazing city. That's why it's too bad, all the stuff's coming into the riffraff and all that, but it's still beautiful. Still has amazing places to be around.
Yeah, there's a little peaking going on the planet.
There is.
It's pretty interesting to observe.
That is. Let's go ahead.
Well, you encouraged me to start my YouTube channel up, and one of the first things I started with was a video about the year being governed by the Nine of Spades.
Oh, that's right. This is a big deal. Okay, so let's talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Ooh, boy, the Nine of Spades.
Yes. So in my world, the Nine of Spades is the death card.
Uh-huh.
It's a card of death, rebirth, recreation, reinvention.
Yeah.
It's a card of endings.
Yeah.
And the spirit card is the King of Hearts. That is what wants to emerge, is that unconditional love and compassion, right?
Yep.
The beauty of life. The beauty of life. And my God, on the 1st of January, there was a huge earthquake in Japan. It was like, I thought, okay, this, hello. And it has been a crazy year with death and destruction and weather like we've never seen before. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I think that is so amazing. I'm getting the two cards to give the contrast. Like, could it be that, like, these two, right? Could it be that the Nine of Spades is the nightmare, and the King of Hearts is the dream, the fantasy, right? So the King of Hearts is the King of Love, and the Nine of Spades is like the nightmare card in the tarot. It's just like anguish and misery and depression. But the King of Hearts is like, dude, what planet you living on? Like, hello, I'm over here, man. This is Fantasyland. And this is the dichotomy. This is literally the dichotomy of the two worlds, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad, the shalom ra, if you want to go into the Hebrew. This is the epitome of that. It's so fascinating.
And the King of Hearts is the safe harbor for the people.
Yeah.
That's where the harbor is. That's where we're safe, is in the heart, in the love, right?
Yep. Yep. Well, I
Well,
mean, this
it's
is also tied to bear shit. In Hebrew, the first word in the Torah is Genesis, which is bear shit, and that equals 13, which is this card right here. Right? So the Genesis is, like you said, trying to come out of the cocoon, wanting to create the dream instead of looking at the nightmare.
yeah.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
We're only halfway through now. We're halfway through the year.
We are, yeah. We're getting there, right? Are we halfway through? Is it officially halfway through?
Well, this is the end of June.
Summer solstice, yeah. We're getting there.
Yeah. So that's 6 months, June. Now the beginning of the 7th month is coming in 2 days.
Yeah. This is where, I mean, you know, it's been raining here crazy. There's the storm season is coming. The hurricane season is coming for this area of Mexico. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty busy one. Didn't have anything last year or the year before. The fall season always seems to be interesting considering that it's tied to the spring and fall equinox. So, you know, I think that, you know, again, this is the card that governs 2024. This one, but it's not to have any fear, but this is the one that governs 2024. So you're kind of.
Well, I'm glad you said that, not to have any fear, because
no fear.
people will call me or email me or text, oh my God, I have the 9 of Spades, you know?
Yeah.
Because it does strike fear in the heart of those that know.
Yeah.
And I lovingly call it the death card because I personally believe that death is the master teacher of the physical plane.
For sure.
That he's the last one we face. That's it. Nobody's going out. I don't care if you're the Pope or the Sat Guru. I don't care who you are. You're going to meet up with death before you leave this plane, right?
Yep.
So that's a tremendous power right there. And I feel like when that card shows up, you know, I always imagine this beautiful, you know, slab of light, an altar where I can lay myself upon,
Yep.
you know, naked for life. You know, what do I need to release? What is here? Because it's a powerful card of spiritual initiation. I think it's the most powerful card of spiritual initiation.
Well, I mean, this 9 of Spades in chemistry, you know, I like to connect the periodic table. So this is tied to cadmium, but it's also tied to Prometheus, right? It's tied to Prometheus, which is, you know, which is the giver of the initiation, the knowledge in so many different ways. But this.
And what is cadmium?
Cadmium?
Yeah.
Well, catalytic converters, but it really means the soul below. So this represents the soul below, and the King of Hearts kind of represents the as above, right? Because the King is the fulfillment of love as we know. So that's why I love the contrast between the 9 of Spades and the King of Hearts, because it clearly shows the dichotomy between the heaven and earth, if you will, when we separate those two words, which they obviously are completely separate. But that's the dream, the fantasy, and the nightmare, right? The 9 of Spades and the King of Hearts.
Yes, and today the planetary ruler is the 7 of Diamonds.
Ooh.
Which is the marriage of heaven and earth and spirit, right? It's the portal.
Yeah. Yeah. Big shout out to my buddy Jordan at Waters Above, another fellow friend of mine, a great friend of mine, beautiful person, 7 of Diamonds, born on March 16th. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. It's so interesting with that 7 of Diamonds because...
King of Diamonds.
What's that?
His planetary ruler is the king.
King of Diamonds, yeah. But, you know, it's so interesting with the theology because one of the most famous biblical scriptures is John 3:16, which says God gave his only begotten son, right? And then you have the 7 of Diamonds, which is March 16th, which can be written 3:16. And that's the 33rd card in the deck. It's just so scripted. It's just so funny, the connections with all this.
I love how you bring all these things together.
It's fun.
I know, you're so good at it.
It's so fun. Well, yeah, thank you. Sharon, let's talk about the card suits. I mean, the quad so because I know we have a lot of questions coming in here. Let's start with the aces. Are you up to going through the ace through the king and kind of talking a little bit about? We don't have to go through them individually, but maybe as a quad set, or what the twos and the characteristics. Maybe naming some big names on the world stage that have them.
Oh, you mean people with those birthdays?
Well, I mean, we could just talk about them for just improv, right? There's no format here, so let's just start with the aces, right? Today being the Ace of Clubs day, what's a big name on the world stage? The Ace of Clubs. How about the current Pope of the Vatican, Jorge Bergoglio? He has the Ace of Clubs. First,
know more than me, probably.
Well, maybe, but that's okay. Even if let's see. We'll look to the audience and see if we can get some of those.
We start with the Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts, beautiful.
Lemuria. The name Lemuria was the Ace of Hearts.
Oh.
I actually wrote an article about this. I used to have a column in a magazine in Kauai when I lived there. And I wrote about Lemuria. And Lemuria is the Ace of Hearts. And the Ace of Hearts is the beginning of life. You know, the birthing of the soul, the birthing of love, the birthing of life, conception, yes. And the beginning of the deck.
There you go.
It's the beginning of ourself.
Yep.
And when this card shows up in a reading, very often, you know, it's like people are birthing a new relationship with themselves in some way.
Yep.
It does encourage that. Or a baby comes, or a new home. I predicted a lot of babies. People like, nobody's having a baby. And then 2 weeks later, they call me, my daughter's having a baby. You know, it's always in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that card is all about the beginning of being, the beginning of being.
Yep.
The Ace of Clubs is that curiosity. I need to know. You know, aces are one. They are the number one. And they are singular. They're driven energies. You know, they're like torpedoes in a way. I hate to use that as an analogy, but that forward movement, right?
Yep.
And sometimes that desire isn't even, they don't even know what's driving them. But, you know, the Ace of Clubs is curious. They have to understand. And what do they need to understand more than anything? They have the Two of Hearts as their soul and spirit card. Relationships. And a lot of times that's where all their learning is. And often it's with many relationships, depending on, you know, where they are in their soul's path.
Yep. Well, there's your abracadabra, right, with the Ace of Clubs there. The abracadabra. Yeah.
Reach out and grab,
Yeah. Because there's the Harry Potter one right there. Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Yeah. All right, cool. How about the Ace of Diamonds?
Ace of Diamonds is a visionary. They are the Neptune card in the Jupiter line. Come on.
Neptune and Jupiter. Oh, boy.
Their imaginations reach far beyond the future, and oftentimes, there you go. Beautiful.
Yep.
Love that.
The gift.
There you go. That's exactly it. And oftentimes, people are ready for their visions.
Yeah.
They're way far ahead of everybody. This is the visionary.
Yeah.
Neptune is, you know, bringing things from the world that's not so visible in general.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jupiter just expands that.
Yep. And they're brothers. So
big imagination.
Yeah. Yeah.
The men more than the women. The women are more focused in a different way. It's very interesting, but they have that Queen of Diamonds in Mercury. So they really function as that Queen of Diamonds. The women.
Ooh, that's the red queen, man.
Yeah.
I call her the Red Queen.
You got some sharp edges.
Uh-huh. That's it. Now I don't want to get ahead, but
perceptive. She's very perceptive.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get ahead, but the Queen of Diamonds.
Ace of Spades.
The Ace of Spades. Let's go to the Ace of Spades. Yeah. So we have the Ace of Spades, right? The infamous, notorious Ace of Spades.
Right.
Card 40. Card 40. What's up with this one right here?
What is that in the tarot?
It's the ace of, it's the ace of swords,
Right.
card 51. So it means clarity, like a lot of clarity, initiation of clarity.
Well, the Ace of Spades in the Oracle, the Ace of Spades has been a symbol for many secret societies. Time.
Yeah, there it
The
is right
card
there.
spiritual death and rebirth. It also, holds a lot of secrets.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this card is also tied to the show Westworld. So it's it, but there's the victory right on top. They label this as the victory. But I think this one's called. You call this one the Magician, right? Yeah. Why the Magician?
Because the card can, it's the Neptune card in the Mercury line, so they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Mercury and Neptune.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bringing the unknown to be known, right? Cognitive mind.
Right. Interesting. All right, so those are the aces. Let's go to the twos. Two of hearts.
Two of hearts. It's all about
of
connection.
hearts. Yeah, all about connection.
Connection between two souls, two hearts, two beings.
So when you get this card in a reading,
Yeah.
it's you're especially if you get it in a love reading, what does that spell out? Well, the possibility of a
reading for one of my clients once who was married. And I said to her, "Are you having an affair?" Because a lot of times when that card shows up, an affair will happen. And she looked at me and she said, "I am not." And I said, "Okay, well, I just, she called me later that day and she said, "I need to talk to you again because I
lied." Of course, because I don't want to look bad because life's about looking good. I get it. Okay. So the two of hearts. So this can be the scandalous one. This card can be tied to scandals.
What? I guess it could be, yes.
See, I have it pegged at the three. The three of anything is a it can be a triangle. You, somebody else, and somebody else, or maybe a husband and wife, and you're doing the three-way. You're in the third. Then the other one doesn't know about it, but the threes. But okay, companionship, partnerships.
That's the three of spades.
Three of spades. Okay, yeah, yeah. I know that card really well.
Because the spade can be deceptive.
Yeah, it can. Well, especially with the seven, right?
But it can be deceptive. But let's talk about the two of hearts, because the two of hearts and the ace of clubs are two of four cards that are called semi-fixed cards.
Yep.
So the two of hearts shows up at the two of hearts, but who they are inside is that ace of clubs,
Yep.
right? Like the ace of clubs is really the two of hearts inside. I don't want to confuse people, but there are four cards in the deck, these two, and then the nine of diamonds and the
Nine of hearts and seven diamonds, yeah.
So often who they are inside is, manifests more profoundly.
Yeah.
Like the two of hearts has one birthday in the year, December 29, and the planetary ruler is the two of diamonds. Two of hearts are often usually really great business people.
Because of that two of diamonds?
Influence, and they're Capricorn.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yep.
We're talking about they know how to make money, they know how to do business, they know how to wheel and deal.
Yep.
They know how to connect
Yeah.
to make things happen.
Yep. Okay. Two of clubs. Elon Musk. Philip K. Dick.
Well, we touched on this a little earlier when we had a little conversation about, the twos are all about communication and connection,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The clubs govern the mental suit. The two of clubs prefer one-on-one connection. Their spirit card's the ace of spades. So, these guys can walk into any situation as for the first time, suss it out and know exactly what's going on and how to present themselves in a way like they understand everything.
It's a lot of black, man.
That's that ace of spades.
Ace of spades, the magician.
And their ability to communicate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
The communication we have with our own mind, which is, one of the things the two of clubs represents, right? Is, the communication, the conversations,
Yeah.
the narratives we have running in our head are what we manifest in our lives. So the twos teach us how to communicate in the best ways possible. Yeah.
I mean, now we get into the two of diamonds and how big of ladies and gentlemen, the current president of China, two of diamonds. Vladimir Putin, two of diamonds. I know there's so many more, but those are the two big ones. Two of the current world leaders are two of diamonds. Why is this such a powerful card, Sharon?
Oh, for so many reasons.
Well, because it's a two, right? And that's duality and beta and everything I talk about. But okay, go ahead, tell us. Two of diamonds, spirit card. What's so special about it?
The two of diamonds has the six of clubs as their spirit card. It's the most intuitive card in the deck, right? Two of diamonds is really quick. Where do they sit in the life path? Ooh, you just disappeared. Where did you go?
I still see you. Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, I can't see you. I want to see you. Uh-oh.
We're still here. You're still here.
Okay, we're all still here. So that two of diamonds has the six of clubs as its spirit card and the ace of diamonds as its soul card. It's the Saturn card in the Mars line.
Oof.
It's about bringing things into manifestation, into being, right?
For sure.
Okay, I need your face back, Logan.
Well, I can see you. Everybody else can see you. But you lost me, huh? What'd you do? You click on something? You were trying to find something, huh?
I clicked on something by accident.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, darn. Why won't it open back up?
It's probably you're on a Mac, right? Look.
Yeah.
Click on I think number right above number 3 and number 4 on your keyboard. There's that little. Looks like a whole bunch of little. Is that
Yeah.
F3?
Oh, I think I had no.
If you click on F3, that should
F-
open up your multiple screens and show you.
I can't see it.
Okay.
It's okay. You'll come back.
Yeah. That's all right. We can see you, so it's all good.
Okay. Oh, there you are. I
Okay.
found you.
Okay, cool.
Kind of weird just looking at a white.
Yeah, I know. So there you go. Two of diamonds, the juggler, the multitasker,
Yes.
paired with the 6 of clubs, the messenger.
Yes, the messenger.
That's, that being the 19th card in the deck in the major arcana, that's the sun card. So the messenger being the sun maybe, and then juggling the sine and cosine wave / the RNA, DNA. Anyway, we can go pretty deep with that one, but super powerful connections. Intuitive. That's the two of diamonds. You call this the intuitive card, right? Or very intuitive?
Well,
The wheeler dealer.
about the two of diamonds is this card has the ability to use logic and intuition
Yeah.
simultaneously. And look at Putin. Look at the leader of China. What's his name? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I mean, these guys are smart.
Yep.
Nothing's going to get over on that. And now they've, joined forces. They're buddies.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yep.
and, the Ace of Diamonds is their soul card.
Uh-huh.
They came in with vision. They came in with vision.
Well, that's
right?
that Ace of Diamonds because I'm heavily tied to it. That's a card of like, you're either going to have successful business relationships or have a successful business career, or you're going to want love. But when you try to marry the two together, it's challenging with that card, right? The Ace of Diamonds.
It's challenging for the Two of Diamonds.
Oh, the Two of Diamonds. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably challenging for both of them.
Right.
But the Two of Diamonds have a hard time, doing career and relationship. It's like,
Makes sense.
that's my planetary ruling card. I understand this card very well.
Got it.
It's my Mars card.
That's the, okay. And then we have this is a big card too. Big card. Two of Spades, right? Uranus card, right? The spirit side.
The Spirit card is the Six of Spades.
Six of Spades.
Yeah.
So what's up with this one? Card 41.
And that's also the Mars card for that card. It's interesting when you start looking at, is your spirit card in your life path somewhere? Where is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that ignites it just evokes another energy altogether on how you show up in the world.
Yeah.
Or not, or not. That's why in my spirit cards book, I wrote about the challenge. Oh, one of my students who's Chinese called me today on Instagram. I've never had a call from Instagram. And she said, I want to translate your book into Chinese.
Okay.
Cool, right?
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Queen of Hearts.
So the Two of Spades is a card of partnerships too. This card likes to have partnerships too, right? You said, like, I believe,
Definitely
right? Thrives in partnerships.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the Six of Spades is, I like the tarot's, the Six of Spades being its spirit card. It's kind of interesting because the tarot has it as like, moving to calmer waters, seeking out solace, moving away from, and the six is is of course the first perfect number of mathematics. So it's really fascinating when you have these two cards in the tarot represent the Two of Spades and the Six of Spades, is that you're sitting there with the Two of Spades and you're not really doing anything. You're just meditating with a blindfold on, and then the spirit card is the Six of Spades, and you're now taking action to move away. These are very important in my reality.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I call the Six of Spades a dreamer. I have a friend that's an Aquarius Six of Spades. She has come to visit me in all the different places I live. And everywhere I've lived, like in Kauai, she just sat in my house looking out the window at the stream for hours every day. She comes here to San Miguel, she sits in the garden for hours, just sits there. So that's very much like those tarot cards, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The dreamer, she's just in her own world.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, this card is the 56th card in the tarot, which is tied to the lights, camera, action in numerology, the movie, like going to another movie. This is the birth card of Bob Marley. Bob Marley has this as his birth card, and in the six of Spades being tied to the Six of Clubs and him being kind of that Buffalo Soldier is really fascinating with that guy and his music. Were you a fan of him? Are you a fan of Bob Marley? No?
Yes.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Great artist. All right, so that wraps it up with the twos. Let's get into the tres, the tria, the threes,
Three of Hearts,
three of hearts.
who can be very indecisive.
Okay.
This is the Mercury card in the Mercury column, right? Or line. Yep.
All the way in the corner.
Yeah. The Spirit card is the Ace of Hearts.
Yep.
You know, the threes are powerful creators. It's creative energy. If you look at the shape of the three, it's just wide open, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yep.
curious, they're playful. And that one, this one, the Three of Hearts, sits in a double Mercury position.
Yeah.
So it's all about communication of that creative energy in some way. The challenging side of this card is there can be a lot of indecision or uncertainty, which is true with all the threes, right?
Okay. The three of hearts. That Mercury position on. What's really fascinating about these threes is the number 3 is a broken 8, right? If I take an 8 and I place it over the 3, you can't see the 3 disappears. So the 3 breaks off from the 8. And what's really interesting is, you know how I number like a bingo chart, right? I've bingo charted the whole card system. All the 3s and 8s are tied together when you use the numbers. It's pretty interesting. Really, really fascinating. Yeah, but that 3 of hearts is that card of celebration, right? In the tarot. It's the card of this is a card tied to reincarnation, actually. So it's
That's interesting.
it is interesting.
That's really interesting because it's sitting in that double Mercury. You know, Mercury is birth and
Yeah. And of course, that Ace of Cups is the never ending, right? The Eucharist, the dove coming down in the tarot. Yeah. So it's kind of never ending. The Alpha, the Ace, the Alpha. And so the Spirit card is the Ace of Hearts with the Alpha. What about the planetary ruling card for that? Oh, not the planetary ruling, but the
Soul card is the Queen of Clubs.
Oh, that's right. That's right, the Queen of Clubs. That sits in the Jupiter line too, right? Right in the dead center, the bullseye. And the Spirit side, I know it sits in the Mars line, right? Mars.
But in the light spread, that Queen of Clubs soul card is Venus.
Uh-huh.
Is the Venus card for the Three of Hearts.
Uh-huh. That's interesting. Venus equals 25 in numerology. Queen of Clubs is the 25th card. A lot of Jupiter energy with that Queen of Clubs, though, too, right? With the 10 of Diamonds and the matchup of that with the Spirit and life spread that way. Do you look at those that way, Sharon? I think, like, when you, like, for me, if I take my aces, my 8 of Spades and I move it into the Spirit side, then I become the 6 of Clubs in my life side, and that's kind of the messenger as well. Do you ever do that? Do you ever cross over to the Spirit and look at it the other way?
I do look at the Spirit spread. And I see a lot of past life stuff in the Spirit.
Ah, okay.
Right? Because to me, the Spirit spread represents our origin, where we came from. And the life spread is where we've come into time. And I believe our destiny is our origin.
Okay. Origin meaning Spirit card.
Where we came from.
Where we came from. So they hear that, ladies and gentlemen, you got to know what your Spirit card is. How do you do that? Well, you got to get the charts. I have it. It's Sharon has it, so you get Sharon's book. That would definitely be a good start. If you like to read, then get one of Sharon's books and start learning the system. If you know who Robert Camp is, Sharon hang out with him shoulder to shoulder. That she hung out with Robert Camp. So he got started off of you, right? He learned from you, correct? Or did you kind of simultaneously start studying it?
No, we didn't learn from each other.
Oh, okay.
I had messages for him. But no, I was not his student, although
No, I was saying
You know?
I thought he was your student.
No,
Oh, okay.
but it was interesting because I actually brought him to Kauai to teach a workshop, and he had me teach the workshop.
Okay.
He's a queen of diamonds.
Queen of
Um,
Diamonds.
yeah, but we interpret things a
A little
little bit
different.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough, that Queen of Diamonds, that could be a tough placement, huh? Being in the Saturn. That's all Saturn cards, right? That Queen of Diamonds all the way at the end.
Life path is Saturn.
Yeah.
It's a tough life path.
Yeah.
Can be.
It can, but very rewarding though once you get over the hump, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
The bliss
A
at
lot
the other
of our
side.
lessons come through relationships.
Okay.
And their childhood can be, the Mercury card governs our childhood. And when a child is born into a family, everybody's karma shifts with that kid's Mercury card.
Oh.
It's very interesting. Plus, the dynamic, when you do the composites of the cards, if a couple is in a relationship, there are cards governing that relationship, right? This is what my book, Love and Destiny, is about. And, then a baby is born, the dynamic changes completely.
Right.
Because now we have a new element in there.
Yeah.
It's like if you've ever been at a party and you're standing around talking with people, and there's certain kind of energy and conversation going on, and then someone else comes into the circle, and the whole energy shifts.
Yeah.
Because now we have different governing influences, right?
Right.
Sometimes you might feel like completely free to be who you are with one person, and then another person you just clam up.
Yeah.
They're probably your Saturn card, So
Yeah, something like that.
it's like, what is this energy I feel?
Yeah.
So it's so, the image you had for this live stream with Alice and all the cards.
Yep.
I've always thought of myself for the past 30 or so years working with the system. I feel like Alice in Wonderland because I see everybody as cards, and it's kind of trippy. But I love that image.
Yeah. Yeah, it came out really good. All right, let's talk about the 3 of clubs now. 3 of wands. Your spirit card. We already kind of talked about it, but
clubs again rule the mental suit, and this is the card of mental creativity. So, that's an interesting tarot card.
yeah. Well, it's
How
got
do
its
you-
huh?
How do you interpret that card?
Well, it has its back turned, so it means it's going on a journey, which indicates this is that travel that I talked about with you. It's yellow, indicating the sun, facing the sun. So it's headed, it's moving towards the sun, and sun being the logos. Like the people that I know that have this, they're super creative, super artistic, ants in their pants, very extrovert, can't sit still, in their head, probably too much. Can have a lot of monkey mind on the liability side, but asset-based, very, very much the life of the party, these people can be.
Well, it's an idea a second with that card.
Uh-huh.
And when it shows up in a reading in a time cycle that you're in, then, very often you're inspired and you're getting ideas of what you want to be creating. Or a lot of times people will feel like, I need to write a book.
Uh-huh.
That the nickname for that card is the writer's
The writer's card. Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. Because like one of my really, like my close family members, 3 of clubs, prolific paralegal, used to be, and amazing writer. Just sends an email and it's like, did you post edit this email before you sent it? Like amazing writer. All right. How about the 3 of diamonds? The 3 of diamonds.
That's the 3 of diamonds.
3 of diamonds. Donald John Trump.
Yeah, Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
What did you call him?
Donald John Trump.
Oh.
His middle name's John.
I call this card the colorful character.
You're the colorful character. Oh, yeah, boy, isn't that the truth?
You know, it's a Uranus card in the Mercury line. It's like, you know, holding a live wire and
Woo.
stepping in a puddle.
All right, so heaven represents. I mean, Uranus represents heaven, and it's in the Mars line, right? Too. I'm not the Mars line, the Mercury line. So you have heaven and the talker of that, and Uranus, of course, is so zany and eccentric.
Eccentric,
Oh boy.
unpredictable, eclectic.
Oh boy.
You know, and that either works for the three of diamonds or against them, depending.
Yeah. It's interesting with the tarot because it's the three of pentacles, and this one of the key words for this card is the apprentice, and that's one of the shows Donald Trump was on, was The Apprentice, right? So it's that's and this card is tied to ribonucleic acid from my research, which is the programmer of deoxyribonucleic acid. So now you know you have Uranus, which represents heaven, and Mercury representing the voice in your head, the way you think. So those ties are tied together. So three of diamonds, and the three of diamonds is paired with the six of hearts, right?
Right. And how you communicate.
Yep.
Yeah. Six of Hearts is a spirit card.
Beautiful spirit card.
Yes. However, the Six of Hearts in the life path is a double Mars card. So there can be a lot of aggressive energy that comes through that card.
Ah,
For better or worse.
right. Interesting.
Double Mars energy, that Six of Hearts. So it's all about balance and harmony, but it's also can be explosive.
Explosive. You see, you wouldn't get that with the tarot. On the front of the tarot, it's these little kids, and it's chivalry at its best. The kid handing the little girl flowers or whatever, and it represents being a kid again. Nostalgia normally when you get the Six of Cups, but on the liability side, as you said, there's always that asset liability. It can be explosive, angry, bitter, resentful. That's what I love about the cards. Looking at them from the yin yang perspective, liability, asset. We all have that. You can be that little angel. You can be that little devil. Right, with these cards. It's really interesting. Yep. Three of Spades.
Three of Spades. Jupiter and Saturn.
Jupiter and Saturn, father and son.
Creativity. Bring the business, bring the art, put it together. I have a friend here in San Miguel. She was for years in New York a branding specialist, and then she got a divorce and ended up getting paper covering the walls and throwing black house paint all over it, created a whole line of art, bags, rugs, everything called Black Line Crazy. Totally successful.
Wow.
Three of Capricorn.
Three of Spades, Capricorn.
Yep.
That's
Three of Spades, Jack of Clubs. So the Three of Spades, yeah. Well, you know, oftentimes their childhood scars them in some way for life. So when I see those three swords in the heart, I'm going,
yeah, I know.
The heart's governing their childhood, so they come in with some karma, and if they can embrace that energy and transform it, then they can do anything.
Yeah. Well,
Creative. They have the Jack of Diamonds soul card. They came in knowing exactly how to do this.
This is the card for the Truman Show, June 1st, 1998. Truman Show came out. And how about the Wizard of Oz, Frank Wupperman? This is his birth card, the guy they casted to play the Wizard in Wizard of Oz. He's got the Three of Spades card. Morgan Freeman, Three of Spades.
I love Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, who doesn't?
The Truman Show freaked me out.
Well, Jim Carrey's got the Ten of Diamonds. He's playing out a movie of the Three of Spades. He wants to get the hell out of there. I mean, you know, he's like...
And the Three of Spades is his Neptune card.
Oh.
Right?
And he was aquaphobic in the movie. That's pretty funny. There you go. The connections are so uncanny. So those are the threes. Now let's move into the fours. The Four of Hearts.
Well, the Four of Hearts is seen as a card that creates stability in love, family, home. However, it is the Mercury Neptune card. So to me, this is a card of the metaphysician.
Huh.
People have access with their mind to many doctors, many Four of Hearts are doctors, many are metaphysicians, healers.
Okay.
You know, the Neptune governing the medicine.
Right. Okay. And that's paired with the spirit card of
The spirit card is the Four of Clubs.
four clubs,
right?
pair of fours.
Yes. Four of Spades.
Four of spades.
And the soul card is a Ten of Spades.
Ah. Well, I can't wait to get to that card.
The Ten of Spades?
Yeah. I just have this fascination with it. I don't know.
Well, you have a Venus connection with that card.
Yeah. Okay,
In the
well.
spirit spread, right?
What?
In the spirit spread, it's also your Mars card vertically
Right.
off that Three of Spades. See, I really feel that Three of Spades energy in you.
Right. Well, that's my Uranus. That's my, if you go with the Uranus. I mean, Uranus in my Vedic astrology, Uranus is my chart ruler, 29 degrees. So I really resonate with Uranus. I'm like this outlaw. People know, like, I'm very loud, raw, visceral. No rules, no regulations. I mean, I do have the trapped and limited card, so I guess that's maybe kind of forcing me to come up with these ideas as well, as I don't want to go back to that.
You see that as the Eight of Spades?
Huh?
Who's trapped and limited?
Well, the Eight of Spades in the tarot is a trapped and limited card, but I look at the eights as it's the infinity symbol. So you can't. There's only two numbers on. If you take all the numbers and you write them out, 0, 1, 2, you can take the eight. You can write it without lifting your pen up off the paper, and the only other number you could do that with is the 0. You can't do it with the 1 and the 2. You have to lift. So the 8 and the 0 are the only two that literally can be written forever. Infinity. It's really fascinating. So I feel like the eights, and this is tied to the sun, the eights, the patterns of the sun, it makes that eight as it moves through the sky, the dragon, right? It makes that pendulum, and that forms the number 8, which is kind of the prison, so to speak. That's why I think the tarot wrote it that way. The Eight of Spades being trapped in that mental prison and not being able to get out. But the dream is the King of Clubs, right? The contrast, just like the King of Hearts and the Nine of Spades.
Well, the Eight of Spades is the Saturn-Jupiter position.
Yep.
So, that Jupiter energy is enhancing the Saturn. And you have the King of Clubs as your spirit card.
Yep. The tarot card is interesting because it represents kind of just like having this cup fly in here, and this person standing there with arms folded, and I always tell people it's kind of like this. The cup is an offer. Like, do you want to play? And it's looking at the cups in front. It's like, I don't know. Are you sure? Are you sure? And the 4 wants to complete itself. Like the 4 needs the 4. It can't have the 3. So this card is that completion, and the rest, and the heart doesn't want to do that, perhaps. And that's paired with the 4 of Spades, you said, right? And that's
4 of Spades is a spirit card, and that's a very stubborn card.
Yeah,
it's a very fixed card.
And
it's got 2 spades inside, 2 powerful spades, the 4 and the 10. So I get the crossed arms. It's like, you got to prove it first.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it until I know what it is.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay, so then we have the 4 of Clubs. I like this card.
I love that card. It's my Venus card.
Oh, this is in Chaldean numerology, angel is 17. The word angel equals 17.
Let's talk about this card, because this is about creating a platform for ideas, right?
Yeah.
Some people refer to this card as mental stability.
Yep.
This card is Jupiter and Mars. So, the head of Scientology is the Four of Spades, David, whatever his
Oh,
name
yeah.
is, right? So, if, especially for men, because of that Mars connection,
Yep.
you know, if there has, if there's not a great foundation emotionally for them,
Yep.
it can be a little tough. They have the Five of Clubs as their spirit card. They're meant, so there's a little bit of an argument that goes on with this four, like the Four of Diamonds, which you're coming to. What is
That's
that?
the Four of Wands, which is card number 26 in the tarot, 25/26. So this, I call this the casino card. It's the house always wins card.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Which, because it's funny, it's tied to angel. The star card in the major arcana is tied to this. The star coming down to play the game. Now you have the happy home. Now those people are like, yay, we got our castle. We just signed our mortgage. Just got our new home. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So the Four of Clubs is the mental card, and it's paired with the Five of Clubs. Boy, you don't catch a break with these mental cards there with the Five of Clubs as your spirit card. It's like you're really a thinker here. But these people like to build stuff in their mind, though, right? The Four of Clubs.
Yeah, well, their Phoenix card, their final card in their life path, is the Three of Clubs, the Writer's card. So there are a lot of writers that are Four of Clubs because they're bringing their ideas. Fours are about creating foundations and structure, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the Mars Jupiter energy that can be a bit, aggressive at times.
Right.
But it's very creative influence. That's my Venus card. Kauai by name is the Four of Clubs. And Kauai treated me it was all Venus energy. It was just beautiful. I mean, even when I wasn't living on the island and I go to rent a car, they'd upgrade me to the best car without me asking. Just all these little things. When I got there, there was 2 full pages in the newspaper about me and feng shui, and it was just amazing.
That's awesome. Well, Hawaii treated you good.
Huh?
Hawaii treated you good.
Yes, very good. My Venus loves us.
Yeah. Well, she wants the luxuries in life. Four of Diamonds, card number 30.
Four of Diamonds, Venus and Neptune.
Venus and Neptune.
The Four of Diamonds has 2 5s inside. The soul and spirit cards are 5s. So that 4 wants to be productive. It wants consistency. It likes to work. It's one foot in front of the other. But inside, it's like there's all this 5 energy that's completely opposite to that Four of Diamonds energy. So a lot of times there's sort of a taffy pull going on inside.
That's an interesting choice of words. I like that. Yeah, using your method, using all capital letters, predestination, the word predestination, all capitals, comes out to that card right there with the breakdown. And I it's so interesting because Venus, Neptune, right? And Venus, the symbol is the circle with the cross. That's like spirit over matter. And Neptune, to me, is like the addiction. I believe like Poseidon represents your addictions. So you have addiction of playing the game of life. Venus representing incarnation, Aphrodite, the Pandora's box. And now this card, and it's so fascinating because in the tarot, it represents, I always say like this card right here that the tarot turned into from the Four of Diamonds is it's holding on to those diamonds really tight, 2 below the feet, 1 in the hand, 1 above the head, and the city behind its head, behind it. I mean, and this is tied to the word demiurge, which is the Gnostic aspects of what runs this reality. And like there is this layer of something running this reality and like picking up the remote control, wanting to play mankind. And since this is in the Neptune-Venus line, that makes a heck of a lot of sense. A lot of sense. And it's paired with the Five of Diamonds, right? As its spirit card? This?
No, the
No,
Five of Spades is the spirit
five
card.
of spades.
Five
And
of Hearts
yeah,
is the soul card.
and the five of spades is the the founding date of the Bavarian Illuminati on May 1st.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you know that five of spades is connected to the 10 of hearts, and the 10 of hearts is the founding date of the Society of Jesus. They're tied right to the Bavarian Illuminati. Five of spades, 10 of hearts. That's for a different story. But anyway, really, really fascinating. This card, like I was engaged to a four of diamonds, like head over heels for so long, four of diamonds. The beautification of this card as well, the 30. Whew, I know this card so freaking well. Anyway, all right.
Diamonds don't always know who they're in relationship with.
The what?
The Four of Diamonds, they don't always see who they are in relationship with clearly.
Why is that?
Because they're Neptune and Venus.
Oh, they want the dreamy love, but they get...
It's the same way for the Four of Clubs. A lot of times, Four of Clubs will be in relationship for a long time and then realize this person isn't who I thought that it's because they have the Jack of Spades in Venus. And the Jack of Spades can be deceptive.
Yeah, it can be yep. That's tied to, that Jack is, I have it pegged to the dream. Life is but a dream. That's the Jack of Spades. Jack of Spades, Queen of Hearts. Those two cards are Life is but a dream. I can't wait till we get to the major.
A million times.
Huh?
I always ask people, if they're Four of Clubs. So do you end up in relationships with people that turn out to be somebody completely different than you thought, who they were? Oh my God, yes. That's the answer. It's interesting. It's so fascinating.
Yeah. Four spades. Oh, go ahead, Sharon.
Well, the thing is, it's all here. And each and every card has this exalted expression, and also the challenges. I mean, there's the dark side and there's the light side. There's the mundane middle, the Four of Spades, Venus and Jupiter. Lots of Venus here with the fours.
The Dreamer. I call this the Dreamer card. Yeah. So Venus in Jupiter, right? Yep. The Dreamer.
Venus and Jupiter. Good fortune. It is a card of good fortune.
Yep.
They have the 10 of diamonds in Venus, the 7 of diamonds in Venus.
Yep. This is tied to, and it's interesting because the four of spades ties into the Four of Swords, which is the Dreamer. I'm really enamored by this card, the Four of Spades. The Four of Spades. Yeah, I can't even find it. But
oh, you mean the Tarot card?
Yeah, I can't. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the Four of Spades. They call it the Dreamer, right? The Dreamer. The tarot card is card 54, and that's tied to Zeus. Zeus in Greek mythology, the numerology is 54. So that Four of Spades being in the Jupiter-Venus line makes a heck of a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's a very fixed card.
Fixed. And the Spirit card for the Four of Spades is what?
The 10 of Clubs.
Ooh, the DNA card. All right.
Yeah.
Call it the DNA card. All right. 10 of clubs. We'll get to the 10s. Okay. Let's move along. Let's get into the 5s.
We talked about the 5 of Hearts.
We did. The Restless Heart. Just real briefly, the 5 of Hearts, card number 5. So these people can't sit still. You got ants in your pants. Never satisfied. That's your gift. Huh.
Well, they like toys and they like people and they love being, they're very creative as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is paired with the Spirit card of?
Four of Diamonds.
Oh, that's right. The Four of Diamonds. So you are not only can't sit still, but you probably are going to look towards financial security. So you can have all the things that you want that you just are never going to have.
They're very good at business.
Five of Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the hearts, like you said, they have this way of, getting to seduce you in a way of that heart energy, right? So they're very good at that. The tarot doesn't really have a good depiction of the Five of Hearts. It's got the Five of Cups, which is kind of like you got these spilled cups in front of you, and it's like saying, hey, turn around. There's two cups behind you, right? Which I think the indication here is that the Five of Hearts is never satisfied, but they may get stuck though, of focused on something that they want, they get it, and they lose it, and then they get stuck in the loss, and they can't turn around or they can't move forward into the change. That's kind of what the Five of Cups indicates: loss, but just turn around, hot shot, and you'll be able to have more of your merry way. Five of Diamonds. Five of Clubs. What am I saying? Five of Clubs.
Think of adventure. Think of mental adventure.
Mental adventure.
Curious. Yes, gathering all sorts of information.
Yeah.
I love Five of Clubs. They can't sit still. If you want to talk about somebody that can't sit still,
yeah,
this is the card.
Yeah.
It would be the number one card. If you ever see little kids that are Five of Clubs, they're just like bees going from flower to flower.
I love it. I love it. Well, it does have
the same way. It's like they have so much energy. And, the Five of Hearts is their spirit card. So that's double five energy. And then they got the Three of Diamonds as their Mercury card. It's like, I can't even imagine.
Yep.
Being in that body.
Yep. Yeah, when you think about it, that Five of Wands is a card of debate. It's like, I love to debate. Say really good at sales, right? The Five of Clubs, but the Five of Wands is tied to the word religion. And how big is religion when you compare it to the Five of Clubs in the description that you just laid out? Like, it wants to get out there and tell you about it and go preach about it and all that kind of stuff. So the Five of Clubs and the Five of Hearts never being satisfied. Always looking for, again, the five of these pocket fives. Religion, and then not being able to get away from the spilled milk, turning around, being able to just turn around and you'll have it. Get what you want.
I see them as really curious and childlike.
Uh-huh.
They like to gather new information and then share it with everyone.
Yep. My so I have a Yorkie, right? He's at the tail end of his life. When I met him, I always said he was my Jesus. Without even, this was before I met you and I knew anything about the cards. I would always call him my Jesus because we had this special bond. Well, he's August 21st, right? This is his birth card. And that guy, his name was TJ. He just, talk about living out the epitome of this card. He's all about that. Right? Not now because he's older, but man, when he was in his prime, he was freaking the restless mind. He just wanted to go on a million walks, go, nonstop. Want to play. Typical of a Yorkie, but I mean, pets when you link them to the birth cards. Amazing how you can see your pet in a card.
Yeah.
Amazing how you can see a pet in your card. Five of Diamonds.
Five of Diamonds. This is an interesting card.
Okay. Card 31. Why is it interesting?
Well, all the fives are seeking experience. This card lives in Neptune. So, they want to know what's hidden. They want to uncover what's hidden. Whereas the Five of Clubs wants to gather information, the Five of Hearts wants to gather people, The Five of Diamonds wants to turn the leaf over. They want to get to the bottom of what makes this tick. Where did this come from? How does it work? Why does it work that way? Very curious in that respect.
Well, the Five of Diamonds in the tarot is the card 68/69, and it represents the yin yang. It's so interesting because there's a guitar player. His name is Jerry Cantrell, and he is born on March 18th. So he's got the Five of Diamonds, right? And he wrote a song called Down in a Hole. And down in a hole, losing my soul, right? I can't fly. Basically saying I'm trapped here, can't get out, and my wings have been clipped. I can't even find the Five of Diamonds, but the Five of Diamonds has the church on it, which is the church. Or do you want poverty, or do you want riches and we'll give you salvation? It's always the Five of Diamonds to me is a contrast card, right? It gives you that contrast. The five representing your 5 fingers, 5 toes, 5 senses, what you'll create, what you'll manifest. And this is paired with the spirit card of
the Nine of Diamonds.
The Nine of Diamonds. Oh boy, what a pair, those two.
Yeah. Well, it's also the life path, because the Nine of Diamonds is also the Mars card for that Five of Diamonds. And then the Jupiter card is the Seven of Spades. Oftentimes, some of these people have health issues because of that Seven of Spades.
Ah.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And at the same time, they can be mystics. So.
Not surprised in that manner, and I can't find.
Oftentimes, those two things go hand in hand.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the tarot, it's the church, and in front of the church are these two people. One of them's on crutches, a bag lady. She's got stripped, torn clothes. What they're trying to portray here is, oh, you want your salvation? Just come inside. Don't be out there. Don't be out in the cold where the devil is. Come into the church and we'll give you salvation. This is the 69th card in the deck, which is the yin yang symbol. So I sense that the Five of Diamonds has a lot to do with that. The five representing the identification, the ID.
It's interesting because the Mercury card for the Five of Diamonds is the Queen of Spades, which is a card of self-mastery.
Interesting. And there's the
that would be the path.
Right.
Salvation.
Well, she sits in the middle too, right? In the spirit spread.
In the spirit spread, she sits right at the very top.
Crown, baby. Crown Jupiter.
She's flanked by the Jack and the King.
Yeah.
Which has always said to me that this is actually a feminine system.
I agree.
When I would say that out loud, I would get a lot of flack.
No, I
from the other guys.
You have nothing. No debate here. No argument for me. No disagreement at all on that. I completely agree. Has to be feminine because it gives birth to things, and I can't do that. Dudes can't give birth to things, so it's got to be feminine. Five of Spades, card 44.
Change agent. Yes. Mars and Venus.
Ooh, you got the testosterone and estrogen going on together with this.
That's a balance. Moving.
Okay.
With great determination.
And the Ten of Hearts has its spirit card, right?
Yeah.
So that's so amazing. That's so amazing when you look at the Five of Spades for me it's card 44. It's tied to the word underworld, but it's one of the cards in the tarot. It's walking away. You're throwing your sword down and you're walking away. And as I put it to my audiences, you decided that you don't want to play anymore. Okay, here it is right here. Like you're walking away, right? You're using your 5 senses and you're dropping your sword and you're throwing it away, and you're now, and the spirit card that rules this is the Ten of Hearts, which is the Rainbow Bridge. So you're walking away from the debate and the contrast, and 5 to me represents identification, manifestation, buying things that you don't need. It represents the fool's gold, if you will, because the 5s are 5 fingers, 5 toes, 5 senses. But then the spirit card is the 10 of hearts, which is the damn rainbow bridge.
Something that's important to remember is when a spirit card is a heart, there's going to be some sensitivity there. These guys are pretty sensitive to how they're treated. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but
I get it.
there are 2 cards that really like to be adored. Well, 3. You know, the 5 of Spades, the Queen of Clubs, and the 10 of Diamonds. Adoration is important for them.
Okay.
It stabilizes things.
Right. Makes sense.
Does it make sense to you?
Huh?
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I love it. I love it because it makes complete sense. 6 of hearts. We already kind of talked about the 6 of hearts, but card number 6, tied to the word baby in numerology equals 6. The 6th element is carbon on the periodic table. Carbon is about 20% of what we're made up of. Pressurized into physical matter, the 6 of hearts.
Again, this card represents balance and harmony, and it's a double Mars influence. So there's a strong masculine force in this card, and the secret is to create balance and harmony, right?
Interesting, because the first man in Judeo-Christianity, well, the first human was a man. And if this is the doubles Mars card, and this is the 6, and the first perfect number is 6, and 6 is carbon, and the word baby and child in numerology equals 6, very, very fitting for this card. What's the spirit card for the 3 of diamonds? That's right, 3 of diamonds. Spirit card.
Soul card.
Soul card. What's the...
Spirit card is the 4 of clubs.
4 of clubs. So there you go. The angel. The angel wanting to come down and play the game. I mean, it's just so amazing. And that 6 of cups, which I already went over, is that nostalgia card. So let's keep it moving because we're getting low on time here. 6 of clubs. The messenger.
Messenger.
Not card 19.
Neptune and Saturn this card sits in.
Neptune and Saturn.
Yes, it's extremely intuitive energy and bringing the unknown into the physical plane.
And this is paired with spirit card?
Spirit card is the 8 of Spades.
Oh, that's, 8 of Spades. Yeah. The messenger. These 6s, again, that's the very, all the 6s add up to 102 when you add them all up, 102. That's tied to Aphrodite.
6s, if you look at the way the 6 is drawn from the top, it turns inward, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times when 6s show up for us, we feel less motivated to do what we need to do or what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I see this, I think about when I lived in Kauai, and every night I would go at sunset and watch the surfers, and they wouldn't go out there unless they knew they were going to get a ride because it was a long way to paddle, and they would wait. And I see this energy as energy that calls us inward to resonate with our stillness, with our truest rhythm deep within.
Right. Yep. Well, in the tarot, it means victory. So the message of
victory.
Yeah.
To resonate with who we are, with our deepest rhythm inside, which is still, right?
Yep.
But, I have to share a little story real quick.
Please do.
I had somebody come to me at one point, and his partner was ready to break up with the guy. And he said, he's in therapy. He won't get off the couch. And I said, let me look at his cards. He had all 4 6s. 6s can be couch potatoes. And I say that because, sometimes we need to be a couch potato with ourselves. I believe that when we feel like doing nothing, we're doing something very important.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that six energy. It's like I said, you're wasting your money on therapy. You have to wait until he gets out of this cycle. He'll be fine, He needs to be on the couch and do nothing right now.
Right.
There's something going on.
Right.
So a lot of time, this is very deep energy. It's very dreamy. I love that energy.
Okay. Six of card 32, six of diamonds.
Well, sixes are also about responsibility. So the six of heart is about taking responsibility for your relationships. First, the one you have with yourself, then the ones you have with other people. Are they in their proper place? Is there balance and harmony there, right? So six of diamonds is about financial responsibility, responsibility to integrity. There you go. And, your priorities, bringing your priorities. Are they in balance? The Nine of Clubs is the spirit card for this card. This is a card of generosity.
Yeah. Well, you can see that with the, giving to the people. What's interesting about this card is it's the November 1st card, which is when they moved into the White House, November 1st, 1800. And where was the sun? The sun was in Lib Ra, which there's the scales of justice right there. It's kind of really fascinating with the White House. So, like these governments, when they're first born, they're authentic, they're giving, they're living by, in this case, the Constitution. But what happens over time? The devil gets you. And then the Constitution, well, we don't believe in that, and you can't say this, and you can't do that. What happened? Well, time. The devil got us. But go all the way back in 1776, and you're talking about an authentic government giving to the people.
The lust for power.
Huh?
The lust for power.
The lust for power, yeah. Six of spades. Card 45.
It's a dreamer.
The dreamer. We talked about this one already. The dreamer.
The dreamer.
Moving away, getting to calmer waters.
It's like bringing life into balance.
Yeah.
It takes us into our destiny, this card.
Yeah.
When it shows up, we feel a calling.
Yeah.
Sometimes people feel a calling and they don't know what that is. That's why I love doing readings when people are at a crossroads or they're feeling like they don't know what their next move is, because it's always in the cards.
Yep. It's
And
all.
when we're doing this, we're reading, charts. We're not laying cards out
Yep.
with this oracle.
Yep.
You're
Let's get into the.
amazing,
Huh?
tarot. You're amazing with the tarot.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I have you to thank because and Gabby too. But I got started really simultaneously. But it was because of you that got me started with the cards way back in the day, right? So, Seven of Hearts. Love this card. It's a funny
Yum, yum.
card.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah. The choice, God's remote control, I like to call it. What do you got to say about the seven? Let's get some big names on the world stage. How about Anthony Fauci? Wah, wah, wah. How about Bill Gates? Another
How
wah,
about
wah,
Max?
wah.
How about Max Verstappen?
Huh?
Max Verstappen.
Okay.
He is a world champion Formula One driver.
Oh, you like your Indy.
He started driving, you know me. He started driving Formula One when he was 17, youngest driver ever. He's a machine. All these guys, Seven of Hearts, their Phoenix card, which is the 13th card in their life path, is the Jack of Spades. They can do anything.
Well, that says a lot right there. The tarot is the tarot is the dream, I call it God's remote control. It's this card to me represents, it's That's why the seven's so big in Judaism. 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 days of the week, 7 days of creation. The sevens, this to me is God's remote control. Like, I wonder what I wanted, whose reality show do I want to tune into today? Let's tune into Sharon's show today and see what's going on with Sharon. Let's turn it to Logan's. Let's turn it, and I just find it very, very funny, this card right here. And the tarot card is the 43rd card in the deck. It's 42/43, which is tied to artificial intelligence, Bill Gates,
The Seven of
Microsoft.
Hearts,
Huh?
yeah, it's a card of truth and beauty.
Uh-huh.
It's Mercury and Venus.
It's what?
Mercury and Venus.
Mercury and
That's
Venus.
Mercury card in the Venus line. So yeah,
Okay.
yum is my word for that.
So you like the seven of hearts? Okay.
Seven of clubs, a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
here.
Now we get into the mental. So we had the love and the juiciness. Now we get into the seriousness and in the tarot. It's the defender of your truth, right? The 7 of clubs, card number 20, tied to calcium on the periodic table. What's up with this one?
Well, a lot. This is a card of mental refinement. All of the sevens are about refinement, right?
Yep.
This is a card of mental refinement, and the Jack of Spades is a soul card, and the Eight of Diamonds is a spirit card. These people are very clever. They know how to manipulate things for their, desires to be fulfilled. This is also a card of spiritual knowledge. Sevens are spiritual number, right?
Yep.
And the mental, the mental suit, and it's Uranus and Saturn. So
you got a primordial and a Titan going on right there, right? That's very, very interesting, that combination. The tarot has defending what matters. Don't tread on me. Don't come near me. It's interesting with these two because a fellow decoder, his name's Zach. We had a falling out a while back, but he was born on June 23rd. This is his birth card. You see a lot of that with him and his reality, being very defensive. And I get it. And then I also have another really good friend of mine who I've done a reading for, Greg Reese, who I think he still works for InfoWars, Alex Jones. He's got the 7 of clubs. And of course, he was all about that. I mean, this card to me really kind of represents and it is the duality card to me because it's the 20th card in duality equals 20. Calcium is the 20th element representing our bones and teeth. So this is a very, very interesting card paired with the number 71 in mathematics, 71 being the 20th prime number. And the 7 of clubs is paired with the 8 of diamonds, like you said, right? Which is the hard worker. If you work hard at it, you'll get it, right? With the 8 of diamonds. We're going to get to the 8 of diamonds.
Well, the 7 of Hearts has the 9 of Clubs behind them. The card behind, to me, is a Synastry card. And this card has a lot to do with the direction we move in and the lessons we learn. So, there's always lessons to be learned from, or maybe debts to be paid from the past with that 9 of Hearts. When it's an influence there, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to the juicy 9 of hearts.
I think we'll get to it.
We will.
What is it? It's 8:29.
That's okay. We can keep going. It's all good. 7 of diamonds. So just let me know when you want to finish. Just give me a little heads up. We can move these along. 7 of diamonds. We're almost through. Card 33. We already kind of talked about this one.
Card that unites heaven and earth.
Card that unites heaven and earth. Big shout out to Jordan over at Waters Above. This is his birth card, born on March 16th. 7 of diamonds, card number 33, tied to the Christ, right? The christening, raising the chrism, spiritual.
The San Miguel de Allende, where
San Miguel is the 7 of diamonds.
7 of diamonds, and it is definitely a portal between heaven and earth. And the center of town is built upon
Quartz, right?
Crystals.
Yeah.
Very magical here.
Yeah.
It is.
In the tarot, they have observing your reality. You've swept up all the things in your life, and now you're you're observing them all to figure out what you're going to take with you and what you're going to leave behind, which is kind of why you came out with this without even being influenced by the tarot. So, but it's bringing earth from heaven and heaven to earth, and the gateway between those two. It's really interesting. So this is tied to the Seven of Clubs because this is the 71st card in the deck, and 71 is the 20th prime number, and the Seven of Clubs is the 20th card. So you literally have these two here tied together. It's kind of interesting with the mathematics connections.
What's interesting is it's a double Venus card, and this city, which is the Seven of Diamonds by name, is mostly women. There's way more women than men.
San Miguel.
Yeah.
Folks, if you ever get a chance to go on vacation, that is a place. Like, I lived there for 9 months. I don't know. But anyway, amazing place. It's higher than Denver. It's way up in the mountains, but it's an authentic Mexican city, and it's badass, and it's really amazing there. The weather's pristine. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yep.
A lot of art, a lot of music.
A lot of art, music. Yep. Great city. Seven of Spades.
The Mystic.
The Mystic. Card 46.
Card of the Mystic. King of Diamonds Spirit card.
This could be in the tarot, it can be the thief, right? It can be the deception / strategy, taking the swords and stealing it away from you.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, it actually, as you know, it sits in if you bingo chart it, it sits in space number 4. And that row, it sits in Jupiter-Neptune line, and that row that goes it's in the very dead center of Jupiter. Where you add all those cards up, it equals Ra. Seven of Spades all the way to the Queen of Spades. That whole row, Jupiter's row, adds up to Ra.
See, in the life spread in the oracle, the Seven of Spades is a Jupiter card in the Uranus line. And the word technology, I did this years ago. I was at a talk that Greg Braden was doing on Hawaii, and he was so into technology, and he's the Two of Clubs, which sits side by side with the Seven of Spades. And I did the word technology, and it was the Seven of Spades, and I thought, okay, so technology is the modern day mystic. It's in Uranus and Jupiter. Uranus governs technology, right?
Yep. Wow, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. Wow. Get into the eights, Eight of Hearts. I love this card.
And by the way, science is the Six of Diamonds.
When you say the word science.
The word science is the Six of Diamonds. And you have to show them. They don't believe it unless you show them.
Sure. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Which, sorry.
That's okay. Card number 8, tied to the element oxygen, the air that 21% of the air we breathe is tied to this card. What about this one, Sharon?
This card is the Jupiter card in the Neptune line. To me, this is like the pot at the end of the rainbow. All your dreams come true with this card. If this card shows up for you, it's time to get in touch with what your heart truly desires, because this card will bring it to you.
That's beautiful.
And the spirit card for this card is the Seven of Spades, the Mystic.
It was the Mystic.
Right. And the Eight of Hearts turns everything into beauty. Brings all our dreams and fantasies.
Well, I like that. Yeah.
What about you? I have a hair.
Oh, here it is. Well, the tarot has it as...
Kidding, I'm on camera. I have no idea how many people are out there. What is that?
This is the Eight of Cups walking away. So essentially, in the as above aspect, it's spirit coming down. It says, hey, I want to go play that game called life, and it has to go through the Taurus field, which is the 8, which is the prison. But then this is also walking away to find a new mission in life. As you said, when you have this card show up, the Eight of Hearts, you're looking for that aspect, and you have to walk away in order to find. Sometimes you have to drop the rose petals to find the rose, right? You got to walk away from something to find something. And I think it goes hand in hand with what you just talked about.
Is that person carrying anything with them?
They have a staff in their hand, yeah. A walking stick.
Hmm.
Yeah. Eight of Clubs, one of the three immovable cards. Card 21. Tied to the World card in the Major Arcana.
Powerful mental
Woo! I want to ask you, do you think that this could possibly be the most psychic card in the deck?
No.
You don't think so? Okay.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Why do you think so?
Well, just the people that I see who have it. The eights to me is you're trapped and you can't get it. You're literally the Taurus field. The eights.
Right.
That's how I see them. So the Eight of Clubs being the mental, is it has access to you're at this of course as you read the cards, this is an air, but in tarot it's fire, but it doesn't fire air, whatever. You're at the precipice of the separation of heaven and earth. So this is the bridge. So I find like Preston Nichols, who was in the Montauk Project, he had the Eight of Clubs. I mean, if you ever watched the whole story on Montauk Project and what they were doing with that, very, very, very interesting. But the people that I've done readings for that have this card, I super in tune with this reality.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, it is a Neptune card.
Yeah. And then the tarot has it as the Eight of Wands, which is new. This is a card. When you get this card in the tarot, it's like fast movement. Something's coming in quickly. It's also the card of the exorcism. The Eight of Wands is the card 30. Exorcism is 30. So you're releasing energy, flying in, moving. This is why I consider it very psychic as well, just because of those layers. But this is a special card. So Sharon, tell the audience why this one is so special.
Well, there are 3 cards in the deck that never move. So there are 91 spreads in the system that delineate the matrix of time from birth to death for each one of us. And the cards are moving around. 3 cards never change position. This is one of them, the Eight of Clubs.
Yep.
The King of Spades and the Jack of the Hearts. Jack of Hearts are the other 2.
Yep.
I'm starting to get tongue twisted.
Okay. Just let me know when you want to call it quits. I mean, we're getting there. Eight of Diamonds, card number 34.
This is the Sun card at the top of the crown line.
Crown line.
It's a powerful card of success. It's at the top of the Jupiter line. It's a very blessed card.
And this is paired with the Queen of Spades, right?
Queen of Spades is
Spirit card.
the Spirit card. So
The hard worker.
when those spirit cards are inside of us as our, when they're spades, it's really important that we have a path of self-mastery, a path of self-discipline, a spiritual path, or something that we do where we are intentionally becoming more self-aware.
Yeah. This big shout out to the Archaics family, Jason Bashir's Eight of Diamonds. This is card 72, tied to the 72 angels and demons in the Shem, and the 72 names of God in Judaism. 72 and 72 is 144. All the eights, by the way, any 8 has the sigil of Lucifer that will fit right over the top of those 8s. The only ones. Big shout out to, can't think of his name now. Damn it.
You're amazing how you remember all these things.
Thank you, but it's because I sit in front of this thing all day, every day. Well, not as much anymore.
Incredible. I mean,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Not as much anymore. All right, we already talked about the Eight of Spades, so I'm not going to, we already talked about that one. Moving along, let's get into the nines.
Nine.
The nines, the nines, the humanitarians, possibly, the Nine of Hearts, the Venus Saturn card.
Yes, the Nine of Hearts.
Yeah.
The card of universal love. Inside the Soul and Spirit card are the Seven of Diamonds.
This is Pandora's box, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I have it pegged. Now, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, but it is wish fulfillment. You know what's so interesting about this Nine of Hearts is there's the tarot. This is the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, card 45. Pandora's box equals 45. It's the element rhodium on the periodic table, the rose that gives the bees honey. And what's so interesting is, you know who, you ever heard that song, 2 Tickets to Paradise by Eddie Money? I've got 2 tickets to paradise. Won't you pack your bags and leave tonight? So I broke that song down, right? The very first time he sings that verse, I've got 2 tickets to paradise, it's line number 9. Right? The lyrics, you go from top to bottom, line number 9, and this was lined up with it, right? I've got 2 tickets to paradise. So think about it. I've got 2 tickets to go to Pandora's box. I've got 2 tickets to go to Earth, Spirit now, right? And pack your bags, we're going. We're going to go on a vacation. This is Pandora's box, and it's paired with the 7 of Diamonds, which you already talked about, Saturn and Venus. Earth, spirit into matter, and you're moving into time with Saturn. I just find this such a fascinating combination.
Well, it is sitting in the double Saturn house. So I like that analogy.
Father time.
Just come on through the portal.
Come into the portal, baby, where the game needs players. The Wounded Warrior, the Nine of Clubs, card 22, tied to titanium, the titans of the earth. What can you tell us about this one?
The Nine of Clubs, the card of universal knowledge, but the Queen of Hearts is the spirit card for this card. So, the Wounded Warrior makes sense to me. There's a lot of karma that comes with that card because the Nine of Spades governs childhood and the Five of Clubs. So these are cards that can create loss, challenges.
Yep. Go ahead.
There's a tremendous amount of intelligence with this card.
Yep.
As long as, it's easy for there to be experiences that lead to feeling like a victim that happen early on in life. And if, one can rise beyond that, which anyone can, then, this is a card that can see unlimited possibilities.
Yeah. It has to. I mean, this is tied to titanium, tied to titans. If you're talking origins, folks, this is it. 22. There's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. This is card 22. There's talking origins, this one right here. That's why it's got the Wounded Warrior there. The Nine of Diamonds.
I think all the nines are powerful portals.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yep. I think so.
All of these cards are portals. They're the portals we come through into time. The nines are very, very powerful because they're transformational. They're alchemical.
Yep.
The Nine of Diamonds has the Queen of Diamonds as its spirit card. This is Mars and Uranus. I'm always fascinated by the cards that have Mars energy. So this card is known as the universal giver.
Yep. Card 35. The word this is so interesting. So it's Uranus and Mars, right? Uranus and Mars. This is card 35. The word simulation equals 35. That's the matrix that we're in. The Uran television is 73, which is the Nine of Pentacles, which is the card that represents the Nine of Diamonds. And the Uranus represents heaven and Mars represents Adam. So there you go, folks. Heaven and Adam. You're Adam. And if you're not Adam, you're going to be Eve. Whatever. Jack. If you're not Jack, you're Jill. Jack stuck in the box. There it is. The nines. I have this whole thing. I got this deco coming out on chess and where these cards sit. And I have the nines as the priests, as the bishops. The nines are the bishops. Yeah. I have them as the bishops.
Okay, so if the nines are a bishop, what is the role the bishop plays?
Well, and in chess, well, it moves diagonally. It moves like a diamond. It moves diagonally.
Well, it creates a cross.
It creates a cross. Yep.
So in the center of that cross is the portal.
Makes sense. Makes complete sense. The Nine of Spades, card 48. We already kind of talked about this.
Talked about this a lot.
Yep, the nightmare. We already kind of talked about. That doesn't mean your life's going to be a nightmare if you got that. I actually had, when I was in Las Vegas, I lived in Las Vegas for 3 months of my life, was one of my low points. I was broke, and I took a job with a very big sports handicapper in Las Vegas. He was very good at what he does, and he was the Nine of Spades, man. And it was so, I didn't know but then I go back and I'm like, dude, watching this guy was so good at what he did, right? Like,
it's a very creative influence.
very.
I don't see this as a nightmare card myself. Because I see this card, I do see it as a death card. To me, death is an opportunity for rebirth. And I see this card as a card that, it depends on where it shows up. If this is your birth card, you have a tremendous amount of sensitivity and creativity. If this card shows up in your cards, it always shows up when people die. But it shows up all the time for people. And it's always taking us to a new level, and depending on where it's showing up, it's opening up an opportunity in a new way. And oftentimes, we have to let go of something from the past that isn't in alignment with where we're going. And that card it'll put the squeeze on for us to do that, unless we're willing. When I see the Nine of Spades in my cards, I'm like, okay, what would you like? What would you like me to do here?
Yeah.
Because I'm willing, ready, willing, and able to do it. I don't want to,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
10 of Hearts.
Hold on. My computer's gonna die.
Oh, you better plug it in.
I unplugged it to plug in that lamp that fell over. Okay. 10 of Hearts.
The 10 of Hearts, the card for the Society of Jesus, September 27th, 1540, founding date, 10 of Hearts. Why do they have the 10 of Hearts? Well, Sharon, what's up with the 10 of Hearts? The Rainbow Bridge. These are the rooks, by the way, in chess. They're the castles.
I've dubbed them the castles.
Yeah, I've dubbed them
10.
as the castles, yeah.
So the 10 of Hearts is a card of idealism. It's leadership with love, compassion, kindness, beauty, all those yummy things.
I love the 10s.
Jack of Clubs you love the 10 of Hearts.
I love the 10. But both of my parents are 10s. I just have a thing, well, maybe I'm a little biased, but yeah. Yeah.
I like 10s. I like all the cards.
I do too, but I have some that I side with more than the others.
Yeah,
maybe it's just the things I'm going through in my life. 10 of Clubs.
We have favorite ones also, depending on where they are. You have your Venus to the 10 of Hearts, and your Mercury to the 10 of Diamonds. You're right there in the nest with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, well, both my parents are 10s. This is my mom's birth card. Madonna's birth card. Right here,
This
10
is
of Clubs.
the teacher and the healer. Top of the Mars line.
Top of the Mars line.
It's a powerful card. The school system in Hawaii hired me to do a workshop with teachers in Hawaii. And most of the teachers in that workshop were clubs. And a huge number of them were 10 of Clubs. It was amazing.
No kidding.
Yep. No kidding.
Well, I mean, in the tarot, they have it as taking on a lot of obligation. There's the DNA's over there. You can see the DNA spiral sits right over the top of that. This 10 of clubs is card 23, which is tied to the word blood in numerology. But this card, Sharon, mental, right, represents the mental realm. But is this somebody who can be very super religious, super philosophical, anything like that with the 10s?
Of course, because of all that club energy.
Yeah.
The 4 of Spades is a soul card for this card.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, that picture that you have there with the tarot card speaks to me of the soul card of this card, because they are workaholics, not in the same sense like the 4 of Diamonds, which love to work, but they have to work. They have to. It's amazing. I don't even know how to say it. They're up there in the crown line. They're at the top of the Mars line. Mars governs work.
Yep.
Motivation, right? Action.
And it's got the spirit card of the Jack of Spades.
Yep. It's my way or the highway. There are a few cards that are my way or the highway.
Yeah.
They also, because they're at the top of that Mars line, they have no other influence but Mars. There can be a lot of impatience.
Yeah.
It's a very complex card. These people are amazing. They're innovators. They're teachers, they're leaders, they're innovators. All the 10s are leaders.
Yep.
One way or another.
Card 36, 10 of Diamonds.
10 of Diamonds.
Jim Carrey.
The gimme, gimme, gimme card.
Michael Pence. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a card of good fortune.
Tommy, if you're watching this, Tommy Truthful, his birth card, January 17th. Big shout out to Tommy. Yeah, the wish fulfillment card in the tarot, right? This is tied to operating system. But what can you tell us about this one?
This is a card of fortunate blessings. It has 2 queens within. The 2 black queens live inside.
Queen of Clubs and
Queen of Spades.
Queen of Spades, yeah.
These are the soul and spirit cards. It's highly intuitive,
Yep.
very sensitive to energy and everything around.
Okay.
It's a card of gratitude. That's the secret wand with the magic wand with that card is gratitude.
Gratitude. Okay.
10 of Spades. What's that?
10 of Spades, baby.
10 of Spades.
I'm been mystified about this. Something about this card. Card number 49 sits in the Neptune line.
Neptune.
I'm talking spirit side, not life. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is a Jupiter Mercury card. This is a powerful card of accomplishment.
Mental and material mastery, you got this labeled as, right?
Yep. That's the secret. When the inner and outer worlds are aligned in integrity, anything is possible with this energy. When this card shows up, you are motivated to do something, motivated to create something, to take things to the next level. It's one of the most powerful cards in the deck.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Rammstein, the lead singer, I can't remember his name. He's 10 of Spades.
You're amazing.
Yeah, he's an atheist too. It's interesting. I think he is.
Let's do the jacks.
Yeah,
The
let's get into the jacks. Now this one is another amazing card. You know what's okay? So this is interesting. Check this out, right?
Okay.
This is card number 11.
Uh-huh.
The word brain in numerology is 11. Okay.
The word what?
The word brain, your brain. The word brain is number 11 in numerology, right? This is card number 11. Now, what's interesting is this card in the bingo chart sits in space number 39. And the word computer equals 39, right? Who did they cast to play the architect in the Matrix? Helmet. What was he born on? September 26th. So he's the architect. The architect's tied to a computer, which is the Matrix, and this is tied to the word brain.
Mm-hmm.
Jack of Hearts. What can you tell us about the Jack of Hearts? It's a standalone card, this Jack of Hearts. Looking for love, baby. Gimme the love.
This card is called the Christ card.
The Christ
It's a
card.
of sacrificial love. Because in the life spread, it sits right in the center where the center of a cross would be.
Yep.
It's a Jupiter Venus card. So Venus gives. The Jack of Hearts often gives too much. This card teaches us the difference between sacrifice and giving. Sacrifice coming from obligation, doing things out of obligation because we think we should, because somebody else wants us to, rather than giving from a place of fulfillment.
Yeah.
Overflowing fulfillment.
I have a really good friend of mine who's a jack. These people make great managers.
This card teaches us to have clear personal boundaries and to put our dreams first.
Yeah.
To put ourselves first. Everybody else take a number.
Yep. See that cup right there? That's like looking for who wants to put something in my cup? Remember the architect, they cast it to play.
Instead of giving your cup away.
Or yeah. Remember the guy they casted to play the architect. This is his birth card, man. The architect of the Matrix is a Jack of Hearts card. And then the analyst in Matrix 4 is a Two of Diamonds, which is the card of Lucifer. You literally have Jesus and Lucifer in Matrix 1 and 4. No kidding. All right, moving along with the Jack of Clubs. Card 24.
I think the Jack of Clubs come from the future. You know, this is Venus and Uranus, and they are very logical.
Huh.
You know, they always draw on their logic rather than their emotions to deal with things. I think they actually come from, there's an androgynous energy about the Jack of Clubs. Brilliant.
Yeah, they are geniuses, right?
Yeah, they are. They're really smart.
And this whoever, if you have this as your birth card, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Sharon, the spirit card's the Jack of Diamonds, right? Which means that this is the most powerful combination of all the cards in the deck in when it comes to blackjack or poker or something like that, because a pair of jacks in poker is the highest set of cards in the entire combination of cards, spirit and life card. Is that correct? There isn't it. There's no double queens, no double kings. Double jacks, the highest set. Right?
Well, and that Jack of Diamonds, yep. And that Jack of Diamonds is also the Saturn card to the Jack of Clubs.
These people are geniuses.
Yeah,
Huh?
Noam Chomsky is the Jack of Clubs.
Oh, okay. Well, these people are like the Swiss Army knives, man. They got every tool. The Jack of Diamonds is tied to the eye in the sky. We're going to get to that, but this is tied to Jesus in Greek numerology. Jesus equals 24. This is 24th card of the deck. Tied to the element chromium, which comes from the Greek word chroma, which means color, light slowed down to physical matter, playing the Jesus Christ character. And you said it's in the future. You think this is they're from the future. That's interesting because this sits in space number 26, and the element iron is the 26th element, and now you have the song by Black Sabbath, 1971, Iron Man, and that whole story was a man from the future came back into the past to tell people that they're the apocalypse, and nobody listened to him, and it's Iron Man. It's so interesting that you mentioned it's from the future. Okay, Jack of... What's that? Hey, I'm just rolling off of you, but isn't that crazy? You said it's from the future. This sits in the iron line, Iron Man, Jack of Clubs, Jesus. Coming with a sword, man. I'm coming with a sword.
What are you coming with?
No, Jesus was saying, he should have said, listen, bitch, I'm not coming with peace. I'm coming with a sword.
So tell me who is the Jack of Diamonds on your chessboard? Because these people talking to them, if they want something from you.
These are the knights.
Playing chess.
These are the knights. This is tied to Eye in the Sky. This is tied to the Ace of Hearts in the way I figured it. But they're tied to the Eye in the Sky, the Jack of Diamonds. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. The knights. These are the knights on the chessboard. The horses that they ride in. The spirit card for the Jack of Diamonds, Sharon.
The eye in the sky. I mean, this is a Neptune card in the Uranus line.
Neptune and
And
Uranus.
yep. And the spirit card is the Three of Spades.
Three of Spades. Which is another
And-
Jesus card. Because that's, yeah, okay. They're so interesting, these jacks.
The Jack of Diamonds is the Magi card to the Three of Spades. So that is like a mystic connection that creates a portal for, anything outside the norm. The
Yeah.
Jack of Diamonds is a very quirky, very important card for freedom.
Yeah, it's the United States of America. This is the birth card of the United States of America. So it's a very home of the free, land of the free, home of the brave, right? In the tarot,
what
it's
happened
the,
to
huh?
that? I said, what happened to
What?
that?
Yeah. It's the devil got it. The devil got the U.S. baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll clear up soon once they have the wiping of the board. But the Knight of Pentacles, card 75, tied to Lucifer. You so funny, but you have the dependable one, right? Not really to rush, but get the job done. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Okay. The Jack of Spades. Card number 50.
Clever.
Clever.
Card of spiritual initiation. A card that can, is extremely creative. It's a Uranus card in the Mars line. Unpredictable. Could be, a saint or
A sinner.
the devil.
Or the yeah, I love it. Card number 50 tied to Tin, the Tin Man, and Uranus and Mars.
Yeah, man. When this card shows up in people's readings, I always inquire about if there's somebody in their life that they're not trusting. And there's always somebody that's being deceptive. Usually in the workplace or sometimes in a relationship. But it's really interesting to me because, yeah.
Well, they got I can't find him, but there it is. This is a very interesting combination with the tarot because it's the Knight of Swords, right? The Knight of Swords is card number 61/62. Life is but a dream is tied to this Jack. And then you go back to, you said, who rules this? It sits in the Uranus, heaven, Mars line, Adam. Right? This is the card of revolution, but it's the card of life is but a dream. Are we living in the dream? Are we living inside the dream of the cosmos? Well, there is merit to that aspect. This is the card of that. Like, I want to go play the game. I want to go play. And it's the card of the artist or the robber, the thief, right? The leistes, if you've been following the Greek. All right, let's get into the queens. Queen of Hearts, card 12.
Who sits in Neptune and Neptune. Ten of Spades is her spirit card.
Oh, boy.
She's the mother of compassion.
NASA's founding date, July 29th, Queen of Hearts. Think about that. She's the dreamer, right, Sharon?
Huh?
She's the dreamer, right?
She is a dreamer. She's in the double Neptune position.
Yep.
So, she's wearing the crown of compassion. Pele in Hawaii, the goddess of the volcanoes, by name is the Queen of Hearts. So to birth, the mother of life is the Queen of Hearts. To birth that land, she destroys what's in the path, right?
I like it. Card 12, tied to the word binary system, the Queen of Wonderland, going down into the binary, following the rabbit of time, getting stuck in time. The Queen of Clubs, card 25.
The gracious Queen of Clubs, wearing the crown of intuition.
Yeah. Super intelligent, right?
Very intelligent, very sensitive, very intuitive. They don't like drama. They have the Three of Hearts as their spirit card,
Yep.
which can be unsettling. and create uncertainty. So it's important that they have balance and harmony in their lives.
Yep, very important. Card 25 in the tarot, it's card 35 tied to the word simulation. This is 25 tied to the word graveyard. When you enter the simulation, you'll die. You will positively die. So that's the Queen of Clubs tied to manganese on the periodic table. And now the Queen of Diamonds. We already talked about the Red Queen, featured in 1962's Manchurian Candidate. All over. You ever see that movie?
Hold on. Go back to the Queen of Clubs. What were you saying about dying? Because the Death card is the Magi card for the Queen of Clubs. The Magi card is a portal of initiation for us in our life path. The 11th card.
Huh.
The
Well, yeah, I mean, the word graveyard equals 25. She's the 35th card in the tarot, which is tied to the word simulation. And in the bingo chart, she sits in space number 47, which is tied to scripted reality. Scripted reality, simulation, and graveyard are all connected by way. And the queens are, when you add up all the queens, they equal 126. We talked about how big the queens were. This is a feminine world. Earth and the Matrix. The Matrix is feminine, it ain't masculine. So the queens are the queen bees that run it all. That's why they're so powerful. You women, well, I got it. Hey, I'll yield. I yield because it's true. The feminine, you run the show here. Men are pushovers. Anyway, Queen of Diamonds, card 38, the Red Queen.
Why do you say men are pushovers?
Because if a woman wants to get her way with a guy, all she has to do is just seduce a guy. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about that. I'm just being real and honest here, is that when a woman wants to get what she wants, she will just be able to get what she wants by just manipulating the guy. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying is that guys don't put makeup on and dresses and get all hot and sexy. Women can do that, and they can get a guy to do whatever they want for the most part, right? The queens, that's why it's the queen bee. There's no male king in a beehive.
That's very superficial.
It is very superficial, but it's the reality of our reality. And I correlate that to the queen and the hive. The hive is the queen bee, and the queens, there is no king. The queens run it all. So
I believe that the men have the opportunity to be kings, and the women have the opportunity to be queens.
Agreed.
You know, when it's like you become the king of spades when you're master of your world. Because you're the 8 of spades.
Yep.
Right?
Well, consider that like the earth is feminine. She is seductive. She's slippery. She offers every single possibility to you. That's feminine. So this story, I'm not being.
Are you talking about the earth or nature?
Well, I'm bringing earth and nature into the human form now. Like it carries on, the torch gets carried on. So Mother Earth
Planet is not a friendly place.
What's that?
The planet.
Well, in its luster, it is.
Sure. I mean,
when you're in your cozy little home, it can be very, but I'm saying is that the Matrix is very seductive, right?
Well, we're in an illusion. We don't even know where we are.
Yeah, I know. But I'm merely pointing out that the queens run the show because feminine energy is what gives birth. The Matrix is feminine. That's a womb. It's not masculine. That's my point. So I'm giving like my props to the women out there. You run the show. I yield to that. I respect that. I know how the energies work. The king chasing the queen. The whole fallen angel story is that the king, the male chasing the female. That's it. So it's the luster of the female. It's the seductiveness of the female. The male wants to go experience that. And it has to be both. The sperm needs the egg, right? Anyway, Queen of Diamonds, card 38, the Manchurian card sits in the Saturn Mercury line, right?
The Mercury card in the Saturn line.
Yeah.
Not an easy life path, this queen. This queen is extremely perceptive, can read people in a heartbeat. Diamonds pass light through them.
Why is this so hard of a card to have as your birth card? Or challenge, I should say, a challenging life path to have?
There's a couple of reasons. One is, most of the life is lived in the Saturn line. Saturn's tough. And the spirit card is the Three of Diamonds, which also has a challenging life path. So it's the Saturn energy, and there's a lot of, moving parts. It's like if you look at my life path, it's all even numbers. If you look at the Queen of Diamonds, it's 5, 3, 3, 9, 7, 5, all in the Saturn line. So these are challenging because they don't have an element of stability to them. And oftentimes the Queen of Diamonds doesn't feel that they don't feel that they deserve to have what they truly want. Part of that is because their childhood with that Five of Hearts creates a lot of uncertainty, especially with the mother. So, it's a very interesting life path. They have a lot of learning to do. They're extremely creative, highly intelligent, super intuitive. It's a powerful card.
Yep, agreed. Well, again, 1962, the Manchurian Candidate with Frank Sinatra, the Red Queen. It was Angela Lansbury, the actress, playing the pulling the string. It was the Queen of Diamonds, was the Red Queen. Queen of Spades, card 51.
Card of self-mastery.
Self-mastery.
Yep. Her inner cards are the 10 and 8 of Diamonds. This is a brilliant card, Uranus and Mercury. So, the Three of Diamonds is the Uranus card in the Mercury line. The Queen of Spades is the Mercury card in the Uranus line.
Got it.
It's a very different energy because to me, the columns that we sit in is the energy that's within us, and the line is the energy that moves us, right?
Yep.
So, this is a powerful card of manifestation. Like all the queens can end up giving, and, wasting a lot of time.
Yeah. Well, in the tarot, it's the card of clarity. It's card 63, which is tied to the words flower of life. She sits in the crown line at the dead center, right? So it has a lot of merit there. Tied to non-player character, and 63 in copper and europium. But yeah, this is a clarity card. This is like the no nonsense queen, right? She doesn't like, when you get this in a tarot reading, you'll see a lot of tarot readers cards say, well, you ain't playing around. You get a lot of clarity coming in. There's a lot of clarification coming in with that Queen of Spades. And that Queen of Spades, this Queen of Spades is tied to the element antimony, tied to the stranger in your head, how important the queens are. And let's finish up with the kings, the beautiful complementary kings to complement the queens, right? To give the queen what she needs. The King of Hearts, we already talked about how beautiful the king is. The opposite, the Nine of Spades. What's the spirit card to the King of Hearts, Sharon?
Two of Clubs.
Two of Clubs, the futurist, Elon Musk, Philip K. Dick.
Joe Biden is the King of Hearts.
Yeah, that's right. Joe Biden is the King of Hearts, November 20th. That's right.
The King of Hearts is
It's what?
He's the master of love.
Yep.
Beauty, harmony. I call the King of Clubs the exalted bum.
The exalted bum?
Oh, I have nicknames for all the cards. Not many of them are coming out here tonight, but yeah.
Okay. Well, the King of Hearts is the King of Cups, card number 50. Do you think Joe Biden could be a robot now?
I do not want to comment on
I know you
this.
don't. All right. Anyway,
What's going on?
hey, whatever. It's all good. King of Clubs.
King of Clubs.
King of Clubs, card 26.
Wearing the crown of authenticity.
Card number 36 in the tarot. This card right here was the card for September 11th, 2001.
Yep, I call that day the mastermind, the day of the mastermind, for good or for evil.
Yep.
But this guy has unlimited access to all realms of the mind. Unlimited. This is your spirit card.
Yeah, that's my spirit card.
Bingo.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about this is that it's tied to 26. There's the Knight King of Wands. And the word source is 26. The word occult is 26. The element iron is 26. Yod He Vah He is 26. King of Clubs, and this is King of Wands is card 36. So
My favorite King of Clubs is Fidel Castro.
Fidel Castro. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I have a few friends that I have a Scorpio friend. She's a King of Clubs. Straight up King of Clubs. So interesting, King of Clubs. And the King of Diamonds, card 39. This is your card.
Wearing the crown of integrity.
Crown of Integrity.
Yep.
The Spirit card is the Three of Clubs, as we've already talked about. In the tarot, it's the King of Money. The King of Pentacles, the last card in the tarot, card 77/78. You know, ladies and gentlemen, Sharon and I are friends with a gentleman by the name of Jeff. He's born on January 14th. Very good friend of mine, both of ours. And he's the King of Diamonds, lives in LA, super successful. And I love watching him because he doesn't deviate away from what this card really brings and all the other things that's added on to him, because he lives... Right, Sharon? He lives through this King of Diamonds. Like, he does not deviate away from the King of Diamonds at all.
He doesn't, and his planetary ruler is the Eight of Clubs. And that's why he moves with the power he moves
Yep.
with. It's that planetary ruler it's like this.
Yep. And he gets around. He's got the Three of Clubs. He's jet-setting all over the world. Has been for a very long time. And then my other best friend, born on the same birthday. And then the final card, the
final card.
The word God is the word God in numerology in English is this card, folks. In all capital letters is 104.
Dog.
Huh?
I said so. It's the word dog.
Dog, yeah. But there you go.
God. Yes, the King of Spades. Sitting at the top of the Saturn line.
Saturn, baby. Father Time, the judge. In the tarot, it's card 60.
The Eight of Clubs.
Huh?
And the King of Spades is a fixed card. Time is the Eight of Clubs.
Well, that makes sense.
Right.
That makes freaking all the sense in the world. You go into other languages, and the word jefe, which is chief in Spanish, ends up becoming the 64, which is the King of Swords. King of Swords is card 63/64. You know, it's interesting because I say that a good judge in a courtroom will not give a verdict based upon emotions. I think the true authenticity of the King of Spades is a judge, Father Time, Chronos, not giving you what you're supposed to get based upon being authentic with your life. When you're authentic with your life, because a lot of, and I know you know this, a lot of astrologers will tell you Saturn is you're the karma, right? Your karma. So if you get out there and get your elbows, do what you got to do, you get the reward. But if you try to pull any punches, if you're trying to go around and stuff like that, then you go off the path, you'll get the verdict with the judge. And Saturn doesn't play in those areas right there. This is the true essence, because this sits in the crown line. The only birthday, January 1st, right, Sharon?
Yep.
And one of the three fixed cards.
Yep. The
Beautiful.
King of Spades, the Eight of Clubs, and the Jack of Hearts.
Jack of Hearts. Really, really powerful. And what about the two jokers?
There's only one joker.
Well, I know, but I have two in a deck.
There's just one joker.
Yeah.
What is the joker in the tarot?
The Fool.
Oh, the Fool, right?
Yeah.
Right. The
Yep.
joker is holding the whole deck in his belly.
The funny man.
Anybody he wants to be.
Yeah.
He
And
can do anything. They're very creative people.
Yeah. I don't know one. I don't know one personally. I don't know anybody born on the 31st of December. You know some people because you've done enough readings over the years, but I don't know anybody personally that has the Joker card. But I think it's a very
You should
fascinating.
Call in a Joker. Call in a Joker. They're really unusual and wonderful.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we could have got into the liability and asset like of every single card. The Joker, 2019. Did you see the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, 2019? Yeah, he played Joaquin Phoenix, the Phoenix Rising. He burns the cities down. He was the Joker. That's the Shiva part of that card. It's just really interesting when you look at the dichotomy layers, the Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva through that methodology, through that cosmology.
Well, it's true because, I mean, every card has an exalted state of expression. Same as the suits. You know, the exalted expression of the heart suit is compassion, of the club suit is understanding, the diamond suit is integrity, and the spade suit is wisdom. So think if we're living in compassion and with compassion, understanding, integrity, and wisdom, that's a pretty high hand
Yep,
to be playing, right?
it is.
And there's the opposite, you know. It's so interesting because when you look at all these elements, whether, you know, whatever system you're looking through, because you bring together all these different things from, you know, the elements to whatever. I mean, I can't even think about it right now. My brain
Right.
is like dripping in my head. But it's like you know, all of this is playing out before us.
Yep.
And it feels like there's a crescendo right now, you know. It's like who's gonna pull what's happening? Who's gonna push the button? Let's not push the button. There's so much going on right now. And I know, at least my belief is that because this year is being governed by that 9 of Spades, you know, that things are going through complete death and rebirth on this planet, in this world. And everything is happening all at once. The sun, what is going on with the sun?
Yep.
I mean, the sun, to me, I'm more worried about the sun than somebody sending a nuclear weapon somewhere. I don't think anybody's that stupid, I'm hoping. But, you know, the sun doesn't care. It's like, I think I'm just gonna burn all you people to a crisp. It's like there's a lot going on right now.
Yep.
And my feeling, and I said this in one of my YouTube videos the other day, is like when we're doing what we love, like what you're doing and what I'm doing, what we're all doing, when we're doing what we love and we're being true to ourselves in that way, we're creating a resonance of energy that's offsetting all that other stuff.
Yep.
People are going to have to go through it. We all came here to go through something,
Yep.
right? It's like,
Agreed.
but there's this, you know, incredible resonance that happens when we're engaged with our hearts and doing what we love doing.
Yep.
And not compromising ourselves.
Well said. Very well said. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you really took that, maybe some notes there, because that is something that I believe in wholeheartedly, and one of the very reasons why I've created this channel, do readings, do lives, constantly give. It's because I get a reward, and the reward is I get testimonials and feedback and people saying, oh my God, this happened and that happened, and finding your bliss is like you find your bliss. I get my reward of you with a smile on your face, and I know you're waking up and saying, I can't wait to start my day today. That's the value in getting a reading. So if you're interested in, you know, getting a reading from Sharon, you know, who's been doing this a long time, and give you some insight as to what the makeup of who you are and why you're here is, The information's below. Send her an email. Go to her website. I don't know what her schedule is. We wouldn't even talk about that. I don't know what you're going to be doing for readings. What about classes, Sharon? You've had classes before. Anything on the horizon for that for you?
You know, it's on the horizon of my brain.
Okay.
I think about it. You know, I used to teach 2 or 3 classes a year for years.
Right.
I haven't taught one since before COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it.
Okay. Cool. Well, in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this system, if you liked what you heard here today, if you want to go deeper, if you want to know, what you got to look forward to for this year, next year, well, you may, and you resonate with Sharon, then maybe it's time. Scratch the itch. Check it out. I know she would love to have you in her realms to show you what your whole demeanor is with the cards. And it's all in the cards, as they say. So, what I normally do.
.com.
What's
That's
that? It's all in the cards.com. Yeah. I can't even tell you how many people I've sent to that website. Oh my God, so many times. And then my great moderators, big shout out to you, Pamela and Stephen, for being here. Like, they constantly send your links to in the chat to people to find it, et cetera, et cetera. So the cards are growing. The oracle's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. So if this resonated with you, send her an email. What I like to do normally is just do a card pull for the collective. I'm just going to pull one card, and since you're the guest of honor, I'm going to have you, if you don't mind, I can do it, but if you don't mind, I'm going to have you read the energy of the card. You can tell us what the card means. I'm just going to pull randomly out of the deck in the middle, and then would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
For the collective. Okay, so the overall message here, and this may be just for you listening, whoever you are out there, or a lot of you, right? But the message here for everybody, for this entire group in the deck, is Six of Spades. Transition, right? Okay, go ahead, Sharon. What is it? What's the message for everybody?
When I see this card, I think of destiny whispering to us, calling to us. So what is your dream? Give time to your dream. Spend time with yourself. Go inside and just give yourself time to rest and feel. Watch where your imagination takes you. Watch where your mind wanders, because that's where you really want to go. That's where your heart wants to be.
Couldn't have picked a better card after you had just said. Is like, you need to be going after what you love doing, and then this pops up. Wow.
Yeah, perfect. Right?
Perfect, right? The oracle speaks again. The oracle speaks again. The Six of Spades. The 6 being the first perfect number. I mean, come on, folks. Go do what you
Logan,
love.
I love you. I love
you
what you do.
Thank you. I love you too.
Such a friggin' genius.
Oh,
It's just, you're wearing the crown of that King of Clubs spirit card of yours.
I'm grateful. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I never even a million years thought I would be doing this from where I was. But I love doing it. I love. I don't work anymore. It's just a beautiful ride. And I want more people to have what I feel. And you're a big part of that. So I have so much respect and admiration for you and coming into my life. Destiny, of course. And then all the other people that we've met along the way. It's been a fun ride. It really, really has been. So it's been such a great time with you here. 3 hours just flew by. This was great. I didn't anticipate going through all the cards, but damn, everybody got a little piece tonight, because we didn't cover one. We covered them all.
We did.
Yeah.
Very quickly, but thank you everyone for being here. And Logan, thank you. This has been wonderful.
Yeah.
I love you. I'm just so grateful you're in my life.
I appreciate that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for this podcast. Let's talk about cards of destiny. Please go support Sharon. If you want to get a reading, you know how to find her. The information's right below her pretty little face there. And Sharon has a new little parrot in her life. So, a big shout out to Pepe, her new little parrot. She's got a new little parrot that's become a little gift in her life. So,
hopefully Pepe's gonna learn to fly and go up and be with his family.
yeah, beautiful green. What a gift you got. Wow.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Pepe.
And he's sweet. He's a little lover.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. I think I'm going to put on, actually, I don't even know if any music's going to come on here because I don't know if any music's been able to be heard in the background. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do my normal thing, put on some music and put on some slides for you to think about. Maybe you guys could chat amongst yourselves in the chat room. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got for today. Thanks for joining. Sending you big love from Mexico. Appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you later.
Bye.